You're live. Am I sure? How am I gonna know? Okay, we're live now. Hopefully. Dear God.
I'm gonna wait for a minute for it to pop up. Because sometimes it takes a minute for the... Yep, it's up now.
Okay, good. Fucking Jesus. Okay, Grandma sues for visitation. Then our angry texts exposed, but these sent you nowhere near as angry as I am right now.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
All you really need to know is this is a case for grandparents' rights, which is... A lot of people seem to think grandparents' rights is just a thing grandparents can sue for. Typically, there are a lot of requirements before they can. One of the big ones is the parents have to be separated in some way, be it divorce or somebody passed away.
Yeah, there are instances, like, for instance, my grandparents, they did sue for, grandparents' rights for, custody because, my mother, who's no longer alive, and my papa Elfpire, they were separated, and he was fucking up big time. So they stepped in and like, yeah, we need to make sure the kids aren't taken away and thrown in the foster system. We're gonna step in and take care of them, and when you got your shit together, you can have them back.
Yeah.
Jessica, welcome to the chat.
But that's the only, like, background. Most of this is actually really interesting because I think grandmother is one of... Either her lawyer coached her very well, or she is just that deeply manipulative, in my opinion.
I am gonna go for that deeply manipulative. Only because look, there's no one, like, people need to understand, sweet old ladies are very rare. It's more like an old, like, kitchen witch or a hag in the forest that's gonna make a deal that you're going to regret.
Thank you, Nerdy Texan Accountant. Says, hi, Miza and Ava. Hope everyone is doing well. Head pats for both. Thank you for the head pats.
Thank you.
Oh, why did it not went away really quick? There it is.
I explained to Miss Neblett the difference between parental visitation and grandparent visitation. I explained to her that the hurdles that we have that are given to us in 366306 are very specific.
I actually don't know why the lawyer starts with this, by the way. He's like, I explained to my client all the ways that we could sue. Like, oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
And I explained to her all the outcomes she could possibly have. Okay, like, why do we care about this?
Yeah, what's happening?
I'm sure the court would just assume that you told your client, this is what we're suing for, this is what you can get out of it.
That we must show, first off, that my client was blocked from seeing her granddaughter, and secondly, that she did have a significant relationship with her granddaughter, and you will see in the testimony today that that was true at the beginning of the granddaughter's life, and then it was sporadic throughout the rest of the granddaughter's life, depending upon whether the father would allow it or not. Thirdly, we must show, and I explained to her, that having no visitation at this point would put the daughter in danger of substantial harm. So you'll hear testimony today that was a significant relationship.
Yes. That's
How the fuck?
Argument that he's trying to go for.
How in the fuck? How's this happening? How are we?
Yeah,
how is a lack of visitation somehow going to put this minor child's life in significant danger? Chat, words are important in court. And to say significant danger is a qualifier above and beyond just danger in general, which would be enough to make the court go, okay, we gotta look at this.
This lawyer is just kind of pulling stuff out of his butt.
Yeah, no,
We'll
he's
see as we
throwing
go.
spaghetti at the wall.
Dad's lawyer is, from my recollection, because I haven't watched this in a couple days, absolute tiger lawyer.
Not only
Oh, okay.
testimony from the grandmother, but also from those who were in observation. And then finally, I explained to her that the court must determine if it's in the best interest of the grandchild to have that visitation with her grandmother. So I told her
I
that
see
this
a couple
is...
people just came into my chat asking what's going on. 10 start specifically. Sup, y'all? What case are we watching right now? We are watching a grandmother sue for visitation. Dewey has kind of gone over the difference in more of just saying that, oh, I've explained to my client the differences, but grandparent custody or visitation and parent custody or visitation are different, and we're about to get into it.
Certainly not.
I don't want to step on Dad's lawyer's toes, but just to say, she's going to jump up in a minute and basically explain that almost everything this lawyer said was wrong about what he has to prove. Because he seems like he's mixing up parental visitation and grandparent visitation.
He is. Good, look, good catch.
The first thing the lawyer's... Yeah.
Well, Alex, go
First thing the lawyer's actually going to
yeah.
say about it is, Your Honor, he actually got this wrong. That is not the requirements he has to prove. These are the requirements he has to prove for grandparent visitation.
Okay, so that's amazing, first of all. Second of all, yeah, I was going to say, again, I'm forgetting what state, 1796, which one is that? I'm forgetting what state that Judge Wolf presides in his court. But in most instances like this, like parental and grandparental visitation rights are pretty set in stone across all 50 states. I think there are some differences, some places like New York and stuff like that, but this should be pretty... Sapertall just got out of law school and he would be able to tell you the difference. This is 101 shit. And I was going... You know, he's going over what they're going to have to prove, but this is like what a parent would have to prove, and they're very confused.
Yeah.
A done deal. She said that she wants her Oakland to know that she did everything that she possibly could to see her, to be with her, and to love her.
This is another weird part.
She's not trying to get custody, chat. She's trying to just get visitation.
Yeah. This is another weird part, though, is Grandma's lawyer is going, like, just fully, like, emotional arguments. And it's like...
Yeah.
That might work if you had a jury, but you're sitting in front of a judge who clearly does not care about this whole, I just wanted to make sure, like, you know, I did everything I possibly could.
To make an emotional argument. That is for your jury trials. Professor Keene, thank you for the 5. Wait, I remember this court layout before. Have we been in this courthouse before?
We've been in Judge Wolf's court.
We've been in Judge Wolf's court before. I believe we were in here last week.
We were.
No, not all of these cases are coming from the same location, but a surprising number come from either Texas, Florida, or Michigan.
Yep. I will say also last week was interesting because it was the first time we actually saw Judge Wolf's bench. Because we had never actually seen this top right camera view here. It had never been shown in any of the Zoom court hearings. So we didn't know he had this bizarre setup. We didn't know
this crazy layout.
Or that he had the live stream video up on the wall here at all times.
Yeah, that's also amazing. And I can only imagine many of the galleons can be completely glued to that screen.
Oh, yeah.
And that the only reason that they couldn't be together during this period of time was that the father wouldn't allow it. So with this hearing on the record, she can at least demonstrate...
As a side note, I don't think that's a good argument for him. It's like, she wants Dad's daughter to know that they couldn't hang out because Dad didn't want her to. It sounds kind of like parental alienation.
It actually is grandparental alienation, maybe, but like it's also like flagrantly against court. We covered this last week, where you cannot you cannot frame and talk about these kind of cases to your kid in a way that's going to prejudice them against their own parent. You're not allowed to do it. And this lawyer is literally making that argument right now in front of this judge.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
not going to go well for him, I don't think.
Straight to the granddaughter, even if she doesn't prevail down the road, that she tried her best to get with it.
She did her best, Chad.
Robert, you wish to make an opening statement?
I yelling it too far. Hold on. There we go. We got you in.
One of the basic constitutional principles that a parent has is to raise their children in the manner that they see fit, and and in order to infringe on my client's constitutional rights to raise it, there's a high burden that the grandmother has to prove in this case. Again, Your Honor, I have filed with the court some admissions. That I filed a request for admissions. I have filed those with the court, and I would ask those to be deemed right now.
Attorney, right?
This is the father's lawyer.
Awesome. She's already.
We won't get to see the tiger lawyer until cross, really, but
Gotcha.
it will be.
I will say this though.
Glorious.
Look, I don't know if this father's law firm chose this or if he specifically what would be the word? You know, he seeked out a female lawyer. But if you are in this kind of situation, because believe it or not, that grandma has a bit more standing than she should because he's female and you're male. So,
yeah,
if you're gonna deal with this, hire a competent attorney, sure, but make sure that they're female so you level the playing field just a little bit.
Yep.
Now before the onset for those to be deemed admitted.
All right, no objection, then any requests for admission that have not been answered are now deemed to be admitted.
And then at an onset in getting into it is, you will recall this matter was first filed by Mrs. Neblett, where she only sued my client, Mr. Donald Colt Riddle, the biological and the primary residential parent.
So I will clarify this now because this, until it got clarified a little bit later, kind of confused me. Mom is not dead. Mom and dad are separated.
Yep.
Grandmother is mom's mother. And allegedly, mom and grandmother are still on good terms. Yet somehow, neither parent will let her see the kids.
Oh, wait a minute. So this isn't being done at the behest of the mother. Because that would be my first guess is like, look, you're my mom, you're her grandma, maybe you can do something. Like, that would seem to be a way that they're trying to skirt the law. But you're telling me that no, the mom and the dad don't want grandma to have anything to do with this kid, despite being divorced.
Which is why dad's lawyer brings up that it's telling that grandmother did not sue daughter, because daughter is also not letting her see the kids. Grandmother just sued father.
Gotcha.
What I gather,
which gives her less standing to do so because you're not the father's mother. You might have a little bit more standing doing it that way, but no, the fact that he retains sole custody of the child, where the mother does not, means that you don't have a leg to stand on right here.
What I gather from everything I've seen in this court, and it's not directly stated, but it's possible there's a little bit of backroom dealing going on between grandmother and mother to try and take child from father that way.
That would make more sense. That would be my assumption here, and of course now I have to, as the father's attorney, prove it. But that is immediately the string that I'm pulling on when I look at this situation and I heard that information. Oh, so you're telling me dad has sole custody, mom does not, but mom's grandma is suing father for visitation? Okay, we have a problem here.
Exactly.
Of the minor child. I filed a motion in that to dismiss, and I actually filed Rule 11 sanctions. Had to come before the court to get that dismissed. had to proceed in the court to get that done. The court granted leave. It was dismissed, and then it was refiled, wherein Mrs. Lori Neblett, the maternal grandmother of the minor child, sued both Morgan Shea Moorhead and Donald Colt Riddle for grandparent visitation. To my knowledge, Morgan Shea Moorhead has failed to file a response.
That's
So,
correct,
for
Your Honor.
those
And
who
is
are
not present.
interested,
Correct.
because she mentioned she filed per Rule 11 sanctions, which is kind of, I guess this isn't, and she's bringing in federal stuff, but Rule
Yeah.
11 sanctions are penalties imposed by a court on attorneys, law firms, or unrepresented parties for filing frivolous, baseless, or malicious documents in court. Basically, think of it as, if someone's being sued, they decide to, as a part of discovery, just flood the court system with filings and unnecessary irrelevant evidence to basically slow everything down. Someone who does that is liable to end up getting hit with Rule 11 sanction.
Also, another thing that's coming up here that she's currently mentioning is mom after she said this, she went and she refiled against both mom and dad like she should have done to start with. However,
So an amended
mom
complaint
never
or just a
responded.
refile?
Mom never responded when she was supposed to. However, grandmother has not pursued the default.
What?
Mom
That-
has still, as of this court case, not responded at all, and it is currently in range where it can be defaulted on, but grandmother has
Yeah.
chosen not to pursue the default.
Yeah, that's typically 30 days. If you don't respond to anything in 30 days, some states have it even longer. I think there's a couple states actually will have it up to 60 days, which is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
typically it's 30 days to respond. It's what happened with Frogan. Frogan defaulted because she failed to respond to anything that Ethan Klein and Ethan Klein's attorneys were doing. So they finally fucking went, okay, well, we've given them more than a month, so we're going to file for default judgment, and the judge has actually finalized that.
Yeah,
But
so currently mother
for
is...
that time limit to be passed, and her not filing for default judgment indicates there's something going on here.
Yeah, that's why dad's lawyer got suspicious. Because
Yeah,
she is still
big
not
time
filed
sus.
as of this case.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I want that of the record, that the mother is not here. Has been duly served now on the second petition,
All right.
but has failed to appear. I don't know how notice was provided to her of the hearing, but I do want to clear it up and to make sure that she was provided notice of this hearing. And so I would, again, if counsel would address that how he certified.
She was served at the very beginning with the petition, and she never responded in any way whatsoever.
And that is exactly correct. She didn't respond, but there's been no motion filed for
Oh,
default.
you beautiful lawyer.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. You set it up for the opposing counsel to respond and go, that's exactly right. And that's an issue to me, and should be an issue to this court as well. That was very masterful lawyering.
Yeah, and then she just turns around and goes, he is correct, that is an issue, which is why it's weird he hasn't pursued the default yet.
Yeah, no, this is perfect. This is like, I love it. She baited him into responding and then used his response to fortify her argument. It's fucking gold.
He was so proud of himself standing up to it. It's like,
He
yeah,
was,
that's
too.
right.
That's why I was like, oh,
responded."
yeah, no. They didn't respond at all. Exactly. And guess what? Now you're in trouble.
And there's no notice to her. Again, there was a
Well, there's-
motion to set that was filed.
Right.
And so I just want it clear so that we're not coming back and saying that.
Well, there was an order entered on March 16th that states the following. This matter came on for
Simrose,
hearing
how's
on
it
the
going?
second day of February 2026 with the Honorable Larry J. Wallace presiding on the petitioner's motion to set. It appearing to the court that counsel for the petitioner, Lori Neblett, and respondent, Donald Colt Riddle, agreed to set the matter for hearing on May 12th, 2026 Respondent Morgan Shea Moorhead, having been provided notice of the hearing, failed to appear. It is therefore ordered to judge and decree that this matter shall come on for final hearing on the 12th day of May 2026. And then there was a certificate of service that you had served on Morgan Moorhead, a copy of that on the 9th day of February.
Again, this is the maternal grandmother's daughter. So again, I just want the record clear that there's nothing, and again, not alleging that there's any subterfuge or anything. I just want the record clear that.
Record is clear that she has been given notice, she was served, and she's been given notice, and
The record is clear that you're a
there's
bitch.
no problem as far as this court is concerned, just because there was not a default judgment. She's not present, so we'll proceed without her.
All right. I just, again, wanted to make sure that the record was clear to that.
All right.
And again, on those admissions, Your Honor, again, Your Honor's well-versed, I'm sure.
I do unfortunately think the point of what she was saying may have gone over the judge's head a little bit.
A little bit.
Because he was
Little bit,
focused
that's all
really
right.
hard on the legal aspect of it. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, there's no default been filed yet, so there's nothing against her. He's like, she's not saying there's anything against the mother. She's pointing out the grandmother has actively not pursued that default.
Yeah, that's a little harder to zone in on for a judge, because obviously you can look at that and go, okay, this is suspicious, but unless you can meet the burden of proof to show that some kind of backroom dealing or improprieties going on, the judge can't jump to that conclusion the same way that we can.
She definitely wanted it out there, though, just in case.
Yeah, and which is good that she got it out there, because now it's on
Put
the
the
record
feelers
and
out.
now it can be actually referenced in later arguments, so it's actually gold. But I expected it to kind of go over the judge's head, at least right now, because he's really not allowed to jump to that kind of conclusion.
Yeah.
Sure, in the statute on the grandparent visitation rights, the parties are divorced, so that gives rise to the permission to file. But again, the standard is that that Mrs. Neblett in this matter must prove severe emotional damage or the threat thereof to this child in order to infringe on my client's constitutional rights. There's no presumption raised based on the admissions that have been filed that there is a significant relationship. So again, the significant relationship has to be proven, and then
Basically, and this isn't how it works for every state, but it's how it works for this specific state, is the actual rule for grandparents' rights is they have to allege that not allowing the child to see the grandparent would cause them severe and irreversible emotional damage.
Which would
Which
be
is
the
a
case if,
very high
like,
bar.
let's say grandma was the main, babysitter, throughout the formative years of this minor child's life. We're talking like years, 1 to 6 or something like that, right? And then all of a sudden you remove grandma from the equation. That is going to cause some severe emotional reaction. So that's kind of why that rule even exists in the first place, and why that's just standard. Because
It's
you don't
also
want
important
grandma
to-
fucking Tucson, who's never fucking seen her kid, or her grandkid, fucking coming in and being able to have standing to sue for visitation. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's also important to note that it's specifically the separation from the grandparent that causes the emotional damage. So
Yeah.
one of the things they alleged was that the father was causing the daughter severe emotional damage. That could possibly
Which will only
be
work for parental arguments, not grandparental
It only worked for
arguments.
parental argument, and it could maybe get the child taken into custody by CPS or something, and then the grandmother could be like, "Well, I'm next of kin. Can I have custody?" However, that's not an actual argument for grandparents' rights at all. It's possible grandma's lawyer maybe misread the law, or maybe he knew he didn't have much to stand on, so he had to come up with something.
Probably the
severance-
latter.
Yeah.
that significant relationship will cause severe emotional trauma to the child.
All right. Mr. Mize, you may call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to call Lori Neblett.
Ms. Nebel, if you'll come around, please.
I love that last name. I don't know why.
Ms. Nebel,
Neblet.
you look very familiar to me.
Neblet.
Have I?
And this is this next part is just the judge covering his bases, because this judge
this
used
grandma?
to be a yes,
Okay.
but this judge used to be a career lawyer for like a very, very long time. So he ended up, and it's a smaller town, so he ended up lawyering for a lot of people. So he's just kind of covering his bases really quick.
Ever had any contact with you as far as representing you or having, when I was a lawyer, having any contact with you in any direct
No, sir.
situation? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
My
that
job
makes
is to
sense.
try to be as fair and impartial to everyone
He's
that
making
comes
sure
before
there's no
me.
conflict.
And when I
present.
see someone, and in my, just, things kind of run together, but I had 37 years of practicing law, and for a result of that, there are a lot of people that look familiar that I'm thinking I may have represented.
May I say, I drive a bus and my route is through Charlotte, so.
And that wouldn't be it, so, okay. All right, thank you. I just wanted to make
what?
it clear to both sides
I
that
drive
there's
a bus, so.
no issue, so.
Okay, yeah. So this is actually going to come up a lot, by the way.
What? Her being a
But
bus driver?
grandmother does a whole bunch of stuff that
Oh no, is she Uncle
has
Ruckus? Does she
her,
have 47 jobs?
yes, and all of them are related to the school.
That's really weird.
And that's going to start coming up a lot, and she's going to use it as like a really good example of, look how nice I am, look how much people love me. But the more you hear about it, you're going to kind of be like, this sounds weird.
Oh,
Like-
Lord Peace is asking who did the art for the small version of Mizu in that thumbnail that I have for Lawtism. It's
Which
the
one is it?
looking
Is it
up,
the
like,
one looking up?
Yeah, the one looking up with like starry eyes or whatever.
I'm sorry,
think
that
it's the
was
one.
gifted to me. I don't remember
As
who
gifted, we don't
specifically did it.
know. Sorry, I saw someone ask about art, and that's important.
I need to start
Apparently.
putting artist names on anything I save.
Yeah, but artists, get your shit together, otherwise it's gonna be hard to do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Mize.
Also, don't worry, I already got rid of the bot and chat. The problem is I can't just remove the message on the YouTube side because YouTube doesn't allow me to like remove specific message. Oh, no, let me do that one that time. Normally it makes me try and ban the whole thing, which doesn't work when it's the restream bot saying it.
Right.
Mize.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state the name, record?
My name?
Yes.
Lori Neblett.
And Lori, what is your relationship to Oakland?
I am her grandmother.
Let's start out a little bit about your passion for children and a little bit of your background.
By the way, that's something you cannot say about a male in a courtroom. It
Yeah,
really only
no, I was
works
gonna
for
say
women.
you can't go over your passion for children if you're a male in this
Let's
society.
tell the court about your passion for children.
And then immediately the judge just goes, jail, a million years dungeon.
Electric chair.
So this is
court,
happening
no.
because this is Grandma's attorney. This is direct, which means that you're gonna, God, it's gonna be so cringe. You're gonna hear how fucking selfless and in the service of the world's children this bitch is.
Yes, daughter's name is Oakland, as far as I can gather.
Niblet. I love Niblet.
But it's gonna get kind of funny because again, none of this is the stuff he's supposed to prove.
Yeah.
But Dad's lawyer is still gonna shut it down anyways, and I think she does it for the love of the game.
Good, good. Because I'm already angry.
Yeah.
No. Explain to the court your involvement in summer camps and what they were.
Objection relevant.
Yeah, so it'll be kind of hard to hear Dad's lawyer during these bits but all you really need to know is anytime she speaks, it's basically saying objection of some sort.
Yeah, I'll do my best to take a shot at what she's saying if we can't hear it, but I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of objection as to relevance.
How is it relevant, Mr. Mize, to the statutory
Oh,
requirement?
God, I
Well,
love my
we
life.
want to show that there not only was a significant relationship to the grandchild herself, but that Miss Neblett is certainly appropriate to have that type of visitation because she's been around children her whole life and in many different ways.
See, I see where he's going with this. The thing is, this doesn't
He
make
really
any
tried.
sense in court.
No,
Because,
it
like,
doesn't.
Your Honor, I have to prove that my client isn't a danger to children. It's like, well, it's not really how our
You don't have
court
to prove that,
works.
actually.
Yeah. In fact, it comes off a bit more sus when you're like, I'm trying to prove to you that my client wouldn't hurt a kid. It's like, why are you assuming I would think your
Sir,
client
this
would
is a
hurt a kid?
Wendy's. We don't need to know about your...
Well, I'm going to overrule the objection and just allow a very limited inquiry into that aspect because, as both sides have made mention of, the statutory requirements are very strict and very precise, and I must adhere to those whether I agree with them or not. So as a result of that, I'm going to allow you to give this background, but let's make it limited, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll skip the summer camps for right now. Just explain to the court kind of the history of your employment. For example, were you ever with the school system?
Yes.
See,
Objection
I think
as
this is
to
where,
leading.
yeah, but I think this is where grandmother's lawyer makes another mistake. Because the thing is, you could have gotten this information in without phrasing it in a question like this. Because it's actually very common for somebody to get up on the stand, even if it's not relevant to the case, and be like, hey, what's your name? What do you do for a living? What's your involvement with this case? Yada, yada. Even if,
Yeah, he's leading too much right now. He could
Yeah,
have
like, all
quit
you
it going into the history of like your employment and stuff with like children, but then he goes, for instance, and then he actually asks her a question that she can only really answer with a yes or no. That's leading. You're not allowed to lead on direct.
Yeah. And it annoys me because this is a question he could have gotten in. Every lawyer gets this
Yeah,
question
very
in
easily.
normally.
Perhaps a heat
And
fucking fell on his face.
You
Come
somehow
on.
managed to ask it in the only objectionable way possible.
He did. He really did. And I guarantee you, she's going to object, and it's going to be leading.
I was I worked at the Dixon County High School for 15 years in special education, and this is my 20th year to drive a school bus. And I also served as an RBT, which is a registered behavioral technician through a company called No Boundaries.
So it's important to note that that last one basically means that she comes into the school as like a therapist to talk to kids.
Ew.
So all three of her
Gross.
jobs revolve around her going to school to interact with the kids.
but like that's kind of the thing, like limited interaction with children, even amongst the school system. Bus driver, in fucking cold and therapist, like these are not. You don't need a teacher's degree for these things.
That the thing is, and the reason I kind of pointed out is it's going to become very relevant of why this is not helping her case, actually.
I gotcha. Yeah, because I'm. No, like I think I see a cloud forming.
Thank you. And you're still driving the school bus now, right?
Yes, this is my 20th year.
During this whole time with the school system, because of course, one of the aspects of determining is best interest for the child. So we want to be sure to show the court that you are not a danger to the child in any way. So in your...
Yeah.
Mr. Mize, you are testifying rather than asking questions. Sustain the objection.
Also, she
Boom.
brings that
Okay,
up
so
because
damn.
just straight.
Objection testifying. Roy, lawyer was testifying there.
Well, and she probably also gets that through because that's just literally not the requirement.
Yeah.
There is no
It's
best
not.
interest factor for grandparents' rights. That's parental.
And
No,
again,
thank you, Your
remember,
Honor.
this is an argument that maybe a grandparent might be able to bring forth if they were suing for custody. For
Yeah.
full custody. That's the only. Remember, this is still just suing for visitation.
Yeah.
Have you ever been disciplined in any of your positions for any kind of inappropriate behavior?
No, sir.
All right, let's cover a little bit of the history in dealing with your relationship with Oakland. So let's kind of begin at the beginning.
Okay.
When was Oakland born?
Oakland was born September the 25th. I was actually there in the room when she was born.
Of what year?
I was on one side, Colt was on the other side.
God.
You were
damn it.
present at the birth.
Yes, absolutely.
And we have submitted in our discovery several.
Yeah, I think they're microphones on the table because you can see the microphone in the center of his table
Yeah.
here. I don't think either of them are turned on for some reason. Because you can hear it as soon as he walks over to his table, even though he's still talking,
He just-
you can't hear
yeah.
a fucking word.
No, he's gone.
And then you can only hear what Dad's lawyer shouts. Like, they're not on. Internet Zen says, call me a cynical bastard. Bringing up summer camp is a terrible idea. Be it male or female, that bad stereotype exists for a reason.
Ken
Also,
just took
granny
over
or
my-
not, female educators have a bit of a bad rap nowadays.
I mean, a little
It
bit, but
depends.
it's nowhere near as bad as. Yeah, sorry. Look, as much as we would like to say, oh yeah, they have a bad rap now. Not really. Like, a majority don't. The courts still fucking take the female over the male almost every time. Anytime you
Yep.
see media of some girl doing something horrible to some kid, it's like, oh man, I wish I had a teacher like that. So don't fucking. Sorry, I'm gonna glow here.
Yeah.
Early on, September. I'm going to show you a photograph here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he hadn't actually shown it to opposing counsel.
You dude, this is crazy.
He's just winging it.
He really is. Has he been to law school? What's happening?
I have no idea.
That out right now.
It's okay.
Yes, that's a good idea.
No, it's not. Shut up, it's.
I will, because this is one thing that throws me off, and you'll see this more and more as it goes on. Grandmother seems to be like completely in control between her and her lawyer. It kind of seems
Yeah, I
like she's
can
the one
tell.
that's always calling the shots.
I could tell. She probably sucked his dick and now he's doing whatever he wants. I mean, what?
That'd be great.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's very weird. This older lawyer is making mistakes that tell me he's simping or something. It's very fucking weird.
I mean, to be fair, she is an attractive older
Yes,
woman.
thank you.
Although, from what we're going to learn, she's like a 8 or 9 out of 10 on the crazy scale.
Oh, look, that scale exists for a reason. There's a ratio. And it doesn't matter the age of the woman, ladies and men.
All right, that's the Smith case. All
I
right,
didn't want them to have to sit here.
I don't blame you. Adam J. Smith versus Charity Lynn Wheaton Smith then will be reset for the 29th, and then whatever agreement you've made on the interim will,
We have to come back to that.
all right.
So, Ms. Neblett, you've been handed several photos. If you look through
Don't
Photos.
say it
those
like that.
photographs for a moment.
This is what I call my sweet baby O. This is my
Oh,
sweet
shut
baby
the
O.
fuck up.
So
God
in
damn it.
all of those photos is open, correct?
Yes.
And about what age?
Well, it looks like this one, I was giving her a bath. We call it a sink bath, so I was giving her a bath in the sink at the house.
I don't know why, but when I was listening to this the first time, I had to pause here, and I don't know why it was so funny to me. It's like, oh yeah, the bath in the sink bath, the bath that is in the sink.
Ah, yes, Cusco's poison. The poison designed specifically to kill Cusco.
The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
Yeah, no, that's... She literally went before the sweet baby out. Yeah, no, she did. She did. It's just really creepy.
So, ma'am, we're going to talk about your passion for children.
Yeah, hey, no, right, come on, Jesus.
Oh,
Terrifying.
but I don't know why
Alright,
the
I will
sink
be right
bath
back.
thing
2
set me
seconds.
so
I am
hard.
picking up my food.
Oh, fair enough. I've seen better in that age range. I don't know how old she is. I think Granddaughter is in middle school now, I think. Which parents, if they had her early, maybe in their 30s, coming up on 40s. Am I right? Somewhere in there. So grandmother could be anywhere from between 50 to 60, maybe. I don't think they ever bring up her age. Maybe they bring up when she was born, but I don't remember it. And that's assuming low numbers. That's assuming everybody had their kids between 18 to 25. Because I think the older you get, the kind of younger people are having kids. Depending. But that could just be my experience, I guess. Also, yes, Santa did bring Ava back early. But yeah, I don't know how old everybody is in here. We can kind of see Dad sitting on the bench over here, but he doesn't come closer till a lot later, so. There is no telling. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. People are really mad at me for saying it's okay to give Hornet from Silk Song tits and an ass. I don't know why that tweet has upset people so much. Steam Deck increased in price? Steam Deck. Ba-ba-ba. Oh god, it's almost $800. 1,000 if you go for the terabyte edition. Boobs no, ass yes. Why? Because they're bug demons? There's one guy that keeps spamming, it's a bug, you're a weirdo for sexualizing a bug. It's like, it's fucking Hornet from Silk Song. To be fair, I've never seen a bug without its armor. Maybe they do have boobies underneath. To be fair, Hornet is shown without her cloak at one point. Is the guy furry? I don't know. Matara exists. 800, you can buy a good gaming laptop for that amount. Don't get a gaming laptop. So the problem with gaming laptops, right, is, well, some of them aren't so bad, but a lot of them still have integrated graphics cards, which are horrendous. Horrendous. Let me see. I'm going to put this on while we wait for Ava to get back. Gaming doorstops. No, that's true. What do you recommend for what, PCs? I kind of recommend you build your own. You can build a decent one for under for about 1,000. Like at the point where you're paying like $800, $900, just go to 1,000 and buy a computer, build a computer. To be fair, I think the GameCube might be fine from what I've heard.
Of course, it was a retard.
What was
There's
a retard?
two driveways leading up to our property. One makes a left, goes farther to the other person's property. The other one makes a right, goes to our property. It's linked between the two at the fork. People will always drive up there, get confused, and then they just turn around. I watched the bits fucking drive up. I'm running towards her, waving her over, and she just drives off. Comes back fucking 2-3 minutes later. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, God damn, people are fucking retarded.
You sound like you went out for a run.
I wish I could take away tip. I gave her the max tip. And she fucking took it, and she did not deserve it. It was not DoorDash girl. I'd be accused of assault or something if it was her. All right, we're
I'll
back.
be like
though.
the other DoorDash girl. She accused you of sexual assault.
Yeah, I'm the victim.
Wait for you to turn around and like flash your phone up your skirt or something and be like,
Yeah,
I'm the
oh my
victim. I
god.
saw
I'm the victim as he runs away.
Anyways, welcome back, Ava. We will continue
thank you.
with grandmother's wonderful testimony. Currently, we're talking about the bath in the sink bath. The bath that
Yeah.
happens in the sink.
Yes, the bath. I call her my sweeto. Yeah, why do you do that?
Probably maybe 6 months, 7 months old at that time. This is Poppy, my husband. This is her, him holding her. This is another one when she was a baby. This was when she was older, maybe a year and a half, 2 years old. This was, I think we were at a restaurant. We would go eat Mexican. This was at the
Did
house.
she just say Mexicum?
Yes.
I'm gonna hurt her.
I believe Dad's lawyer is kind of letting her drone on about this without saying anything because she's aware that this is kind of just annoying the judge.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're just having photo album day in courtroom. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
I feel like Dad's lawyer is intentionally letting her go on because she could see the judge is kind of like, what the fuck am I doing today? What is this?
And this, I'm not sure where it was, but it might have been at a Mexican restaurant. I don't know. We would go out to eat. Yeah.
Your Honor, if I could submit them all.
All right, we'll mark them as a collective Exhibit 1. You had filed your request for admissions, Ms. Roberts, and made mention of the fact they're in the court file. Were you asking that they be made an exhibit? All right, which we've already established. All right, thank you.
I'd like to point out, by the way, because this won't come up till later, but I think it's important to know now, is she's like, oh, this is when she's like 6 or 7 months into bath. Oakland is currently in between middle high school.
I know.
This is not a toddler. This is somebody who
This does not help.
I don't know the exact age, but it's between like 12 and 14.
That's not a good look.
So does that mean the photos are already in?
The photos are Exhibit 1 now admitted. So
All photos that were in the discovery? Oh, okay.
just the ones that you have
Okay,
shown her.
All photos that were in my discovery? No, just the ones you just now showed us.
Is
Did
this guy
you
fresh
really
out of
think-
law school? What's happening?
Did you really think I was going to admit every single photo you have sent to the court as one singular exhibit?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's one
All
hell of a
right,
collective exhibit.
I got you. Okay. All right, so during that first 2.5 years of Oakland's life, could you explain to the court how much you were a part of Oakland's life and what type of activities and how often, that type of thing?
Absolutely. During the first 2.5 years of her life, I was very much a part of her life. I would drive to Nashville. They would come to Dixon. We would go out to eat. All of us together, Colt, his mom, his brother, we would all celebrate birthday parties together. I know.
Chat, do not play any drinking games with her saying,
Oh dear God. You'd die of alcohol poisoning.
No drinking games with her saying, leave it. Don't touch it yet.
I think it was Mother's Day, we went, me and Colt and Anthony and his mom and the girls, Oakland and Oakland's older sister Willow at the time. We went to Old Charlie's
Jesus
and
Christ.
enjoyed a Mother's Day brunch. It was just like normal, normal family time that we would spend together.
Jeez, this is horrible.
And about how often?
Thank you, Internet Zen Master. Judge, I'm missing my golf time because I'm stuck here watching this old lady show photo albums of her grandkids. What am I doing with my life? And then thank you, Aura Master, for the biddies, the stay hydrated. I'll do a little
had to grab
hydrate
my
then for
monster.
that.
Had to grab my monster for that one.
Oh, and then, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Celica sent a stay hydrated as well, so I'll take a second sip.
Yummy, yummy.
I like the stay hydrated Jules thing because it's a turtle that's just like absolutely chugging one of those giant water bottles. The ones that go on top of like a...
Yeah.
I'm just... Why did they give him that? Why didn't they give him like a glass of water or something?
Weekly?
Yeah, I would say weekly, for sure. Like I said, I would go up there. This is when they were living in Nashville. They were hadn't moved to Dixon yet. And so I would work all day at school, and then I would do my bus route. And then, if they weren't at the house when I got there, then I would get in the car and I would head to Nashville.
Then I would fucking find
Just,
them wherever
to-
they were.
I'm going to show you one other picture.
Sorry.
You joke. You joke.
Oh,
But-
no, there's no way. I was joking. Are you telling me that actually happens?
I don't want to spoil.
Oh my god.
Oakland.
If you could explain to the court what that picture is.
Yes, this was, there was an Easter egg hunt. There was an Easter egg hunt in Nashville, and we had, or maybe this was the zoo. This was the zoo, but I think maybe it was the Easter egg hunt also. We all went as a family. I went, to help them with the kids. So
I genuinely think it's funny how little the judge is paying attention to her testimony.
Yeah, none of it's fucking important. Look, opposing counsel's doing a good job letting her ramble on, because this is just souring the judge's mood.
Yeah, like,
The judge
look at him up
the
here.
judge is going to rule against you just out of spite. Like, rapidly approaching here. I think...
this is Morgan, Colt. Willow is actually on Colt's shoulders, and Morgan, my daughter, is holding Oakland, and I took the picture. So,
Thank you. Could we have this?
yes.
So is it fair to say that at least during those first 2.5 years, you were basically a part of the family? Is that correct?
100%.
And then explain,
So, the first 2 years of a child's life is not really, critically important. In the manner of if grandma disappeared, she's going to remember and actually cause her any amount of psychological, damage or, trauma or anything like that. Really, what you want is if she was a key part of her life, 4 to 8 years old, I would say.
The formative
not
years.
just formative years. Yeah, the formative years, but also the formative years that they actually have a chance of fucking remembering.
Yeah.
around 2016, if you could explain what happened at that point.
Yeah, see, that's my point. This is a newer case. And we are talking
Yeah,
about,
this is not
when
old.
they got separated in 2016.
Yeah, this is
So this is
yeah,
not a
she's
young
gotta
kid
be-
anymore.
No, she's got to be close to actually, the court being able to take her opinion on these. What do you want?
Yeah.
She's almost that age. So, yeah, no, this is a...
Like, she's 11 at the
this is
youngest
just
right
not-
now.
Yeah.
So things started getting rocky, as I recall. When I say rocky, Colt's and Morgan's relationship was starting to go bad, and they were
I'm going to interrupt you just a
like it's
second
a
until the
steak.
court...
She's talking about dad and mom. So to point
Yeah.
out, dad and mom have been basically not together for most of the child's life at this point.
Yeah.
Or at least they were starting to separate when the child was a baby. So, so it's been a long ass time.
Understands. And who is Morgan?
Morgan is my daughter, Oakland's mother.
Okay, go ahead.
Their relationship started to get rocky, and so I would, Morgan was, I feel like it's been so, Morgan was doing her thing,
It has
kind
been
of,
so
so.
long. It has been so long. I know what you're about to say, and it has been so long. So long that you shouldn't be talking about it.
I was seeing Oakland. I was driving to Nashville at least once a week, and I was asking Colt, when is a good time for me to come up there? I want to see Oakland.
Chat, if we had an counter, it would break before the end of stream.
You know what? I want to get one of those little. Did I get a little metal ball that is like a clicker and it counts? I want to get one of those, put it on throne. That way we can do shit like that, and I can just sit here, and I can actually click without thinking about it. And then at the end of the video, wow, guys, there was 174 there.
Ava's thinking about getting clicker trained.
You clicking? No. I already am still waiting for my shot caller. We get a clicker. This is gonna be some serious questions. I'm gonna have
And
to
I would go up
answer.
there at least once a week. And even a lot of times his mom was there with Oakland, and I would even get on the phone and I would say, I would bring them all something to eat, and we would go spend time.
Yes, and I have explained to my client that she cannot give statements of what other people said outside of this courtroom, certainly whatever Colt has said to her, but I think you understand that, so.
I do.
All right, Ms. Roberts has withdrawn her objection after that clarification, so.
So, I think you were talking about during this breakup, you continued
Yeah, so for
to,
those who want to know what that was, the
Hearsay.
opposing counsel, father's attorney went to preemptively object as to hearsay. Grandmother hadn't quite crossed that line yet, but she was definitely approaching it, which is why the objection was made.
Yeah.
still try and attempt, or you did seek Oakland?
With,
Sustained, don't lead the witness, please.
Go ahead.
okay, so I absolutely tried my darndest
So another one of my
to
guesses
see
was right.
Oakland. I would call, I would text. So finally, it got to the point where he would not answer my text anymore. He would not correspond whatsoever. I didn't go up there unannounced. I always wanted to make sure that, you know, he was going to be there, but he cut off all correspondence. And from then on, it just, I couldn't see her.
At what point did Colt reach out to you again?
This was probably 3 years later. They had,
Thank you over on Twitch, Steppy Game.
Deppy game?
Steppy Game.
Amazing game.
moved to Dixon in Charlotte, and Willow and I, Willow is Oakland's older half-sister. Willow and I were at Jonah's Pizza, and we turned around and we saw Oakland with Colt's mom, and Willow and I looked at each other and our eyes got real big, and we thought, oh my gosh, this is...
Yep, there you go. That was gonna be hearsay.
Okay, so...
We'll let her limit her testimony as to what my understanding was she was thinking this, oh my gosh, this is what she thought.
Yeah,
So I'll accept it as, can't testify
you're
what someone
fucking
else
trying to
thought.
skirt
I'm
the
Forget it.
rules.
I'm sorry.
So I want to point out,
try to
so
skirt the
she
rules.
immediately looked over at the judge, and then after a brief pause while the judge was thinking about the objection, she immediately tried to justify what she was
She did.
doing.
She's been coached.
So the thing is, that's going to become common. Is
She's
her
been
lawyer's
coached.
not going to make the objections, or try to reply to the objections. She's going to start trying to reply to the objections, which makes this dynamic even weirder.
Yeah. No, she's been coached.
You can testify what you thought.
Yeah, I looked at Oakland and I was like,
Oh, so sorry. Now that it's actually written out and it wasn't on screen, it is Steppiyama. Or Stepiama.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, this is Oakland. I haven't seen her in so long. I mean, I was ecstatic. And of course, after not seeing my granddaughter for 3 years, I just rushed to her. I just wanted to hold her.
Oh my God.
And I know this sounds crazy,
Oh
but
my
I just
God.
wanted to smell of her. I just wanted to smell of her.
No. One, you start talking about the smell of her. That's really fucking creepy. But two, you have not seen your granddaughter in 3 years, which means she's like 5, maybe 6 right now, during this testimony, and you just rushed her. You are effectively a stranger to her. You've just caused trauma.
Yeah. And,
Oh
like,
my God.
the smell thing is so weird. Because, again, this is something that 100% doesn't pass the gender test. Because it's barely passing it right now.
Yeah, no, big time. No, I just wanted the smell. Look, and sadly, I know what she's talking about, because moms get this weird fucking thing about, like, the smell of babies and the smell of their
It's so
babies.
weird.
I'm not joking. You can look it up. I imagine the grandma has fucking taken that and applied it to her granddaughter.
Especially when you're sort of estranged from the child, and it's like, I just wanted to run up and smell her, and it's like...
Yeah, we're going back
What?
just a little bit to really hear the insanity and all of its glory. Here, I'm going back like by 50 seconds. Hold on.
Thank you, Internet Zen.
Yeah, oh
says,
my God.
What was that about buying things on Throne? Those clickers are $20 to $30, depending on quality. I might throw money for it. We're on 50 plus now, by the way.
Well, have you actually been even
Counting.
Wow. Okay.
It's been
well,
a lot
you know
of
what? Here,
ums.
just for that, I will actually do this right now because it'll only take me 2 seconds.
Also, Miguel
might-
says it doesn't pass the smell test.
It doesn't. Okay.
If I ever
just
knew my mom
realized what you
sniffed
did.
me as a baby, I'm turning on survival mode.
Okay, look, every one of you were sniffed as a baby. Almost obsessively. There's this, like, baby smell. And I only know about it because I used to do a lot of childcare and taking care of kids and stuff like that. But yes, there is that thing. So when she said that, I'm like, okay, that's normal thought for you to have, like, in the privacy of your own home, in your brain, where no one else can hear you. You don't
You
say
keep that
that
one in
out
the
loud
vault.
in court. You don't
We
say
keep
that
that
out
one in the
loud
vault.
in court. Yeah.
That one
Okay,
stays
so
in
I
your
found-
inside voice.
Yeah, that one stays absolutely in your inside voice. Okay, so I found a TC04 handheld tally counter. I'm putting it on my throne right now because someone mentioned it. And it's only like $10. So there
Ava
you
used to
go.
sniff her clients.
I was kind of joking, but here we are. Also, what did I do?
Don't worry, chat. We went back a little bit, so you'll get to hear her full statement in all its glory.
Yeah, I did go back by 57 seconds. Hold on, let me do this. Add to wish list. And there we go. Okay, there you go. You can check out my throne. It's there, you weirdos.
And so at that point, Colt's mom gathered their things before Oakland had even had a chance to finish eating, and they left. So it was shortly after that that Colt had reached out after he and Allie Kate broke up. He reached out to me and said that he wanted to have Oakland come to family events and that kind of thing and be a part of, the family and for things to be, like they should be. I was ecstatic.
During this period of time when you were able to maintain or get back to some contact,
Hold on, we have like an old Scandinavian. This seems like a Scandinavian proverb. Woe to the child that tastes of salt when kissed on the forehead, because it is truly hexed. So basically,
I have
if
no
your
idea what
baby
that
don't
means.
smell good, it's cursed.
For how long did that go on, and when did that stop?
Sorry.
She was approximately 6 until about 9. I was able to see her when Colt said that, we could see her. I could see her. I
it's
would
German,
meet
okay.
in at the CB store in Charlotte, and I would get Oakland, whenever he would allow that. So that lasted for about a year, and then Oakland got really into ball. And so they were doing a lot of going to, ball games and ball practice and that kind of thing. So in order to see Oakland, I had to see her at the ballpark. And so I would go to the ballpark, Willow and I would.
So my joke is real. My joke is
Yep.
real. You found out your granddaughter got into baseballs, and you are now that creepy relative that just shows up to their games.
no,
Unannounced.
so-
Oh, Jesus.
This is the vaguely normal part.
We're
We're not at the creepy part yet.
Look, already, look, this is the creepy line from me. Already, we've reached the creepy line for me, so everything else from here is just gravy. But I am pausing it here to mention, we have officially, it might be normal for her, but this is not normal, this is not a normal thing to do. It's always super creepy, especially for, the parents and stuff. They're trying to deal with, whatever, and to have the grandma and grandpa fucking show up. We had technically my step-grandpa try to show up to someone's funeral. Unannounced, uninvited, he's been estranged from the family and stuff. He just tried to show up, and it became a whole thing. This is what these types of personalities do. It's more about them than it is anybody else, and they will use their quote-unquote care or affection for, whoever to justify them crossing social norms and social lines. This is a social line being crossed here. Let's not forget it.
Yeah.
Go see her play, that kind of thing. She was doing travel ball too, so I would even go to places, far, wherever they were playing.
Every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you, moment. Yeah, no, I'm kind of a little bit.
And I was able to see her at that time, through the dugout. It wasn't quality time, but at least I got to see her.
Oh God!
During that time that you got to see her,
through the dugout.
did she get to see you as well? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we would.
It really doesn't help how she
Absolutely.
phrases everything.
Yeah, no, look, everything is so creepy. So creepy.
This is why I think Dad's lawyer is just not gonna get to a point where she stops objecting to anything, because she's like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know you'd admit this of your own volition. I thought I'd have to wring this out of you.
It's just, I love how she's she would catch glimpses of Oakland through the not the barracks, the dugout, right? And it just gives me that fucking scene from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where the gang is having dinner at the same place, but they're seated in different places in the restaurant, and Charlie and Mac are just staring at each other from across the way. What do you think your life with this person is? You're acting like Maleficent in the fucking Disney remake, the live action one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain this to most people, but it's normal to show up to somebody's ball game to support them, right?
Sure,
but
yeah.
you're there to support them. If the only
Not
reason
stare at
you are
them from
there
afar.
is to stare directly at them into their dugout where they're sitting in between,
That's so creepy.
you sound like a predator.
Yeah,
I watched her the whole
absolutely.
time through the slats of the dugout, getting glimpses of her. What the fuck? Watch the game.
Go try to refresh. I just checked my wish list. The clicker is available on my wish list. Okay, Cat, you need to calm down. Come here. Oh, why is he wet? Why?
Judge, my
Ew,
client
gross.
clearly needs a restraining order.
Yeah, no, for real.
She would come to the dugout.
Also, yeah, Miguel says, man, if this was a guy, people would be absolutely horrified.
Oh my god, people, you would see pitchforks in the galley. Like, torches would already being lit, like, actively in the middle of this testimony. If
I know
this
it's not
was
the
a
same
guy.
as a grandparent, but let's just swap her out with like an uncle. Just because
God,
uncles have this stereotype.
I just wanted to find my niece so I could smell her. I'm sorry. Nani the fuck?
I was catching glimpses of her hair through the dugout.
Oh god, oh stop it. I literally have goosebumps. Oh, let me go away.
It barely passes the smell test already, but you gender swap it, and it's like, okay, buddy, let's put the cuffs on.
Yeah, we have officially dove off the cliff when you swap the gender.
Fence or whatever, and we would have a drink, and me or Willow would stick the little straw through the dugout cage so that she could get a sip and, wave hi, and I would, try to get a picture.
Did you attempt during that period of time?
They're talking about feeding her like she's a fucking hamster. Just get her a water bottle.
That was weird.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That was,
What are you doing? We'd stick straws through the dugout windows so she could drink it.
Jesus Christ. This is all coming across is so creepy, too.
To see if you could get some other kind of visitation other than just at the ballpark?
I would always text and say, or call, I would even call her on the phone, and I was able to call her too. But I would always text and say, I would love some quality time with Oakland. I want us to go and get our nails done. I want me and her and her sister to go, have a pedicure, go out to eat, go shopping, that kind of thing. But it was always kind of shut down. They were always too busy.
And then did there come a time when...
Also, thank you, Reverie. He says, hello, Mizu. Hello, Lolly. How cooked is this court case? It's pretty fucking cooked.
Pretty goddamn cooked.
It's pretty burnt right now.
Yeah, no, it's come out. This girl's like straight up Joe Biden hit her fucking granddaughter.
You were shut off completely.
That is,
explain to the court if anything happened down the road when that all stopped again.
So what happened?
Also, I think this court is possibly somewhere in Tennessee because they keep mentioning Nashville.
Yeah, so it's probably, I think Dr. Wolf, I called him a doctor, whoops, Judge Wolf is in Tennessee.
Yeah.
What happened was when I wasn't able to see Oakland for just at the ball games or whatever, me being a bus driver, at the end of the year in May.
This is where this part
Internet Zen Master for purchasing the digital
you got your clicker.
Counter. Yeah, he got my clicker. He got my clicker.
We're gonna get Ava clicker trained by the end of the week.
So many fucking things. Hey, you're gonna click twice. I'm just gonna show up like, oh, treat? Treat? We have a treat. Or walkies? Are we doing walkies? Let us do walkies.
You can hear her here. This is where the other creepy stuff starts to come in. And she's like, well, when she wasn't having ball games, me being a bus driver.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. I was reading. Hold on. We gotta go back 20 seconds. 14 seconds.
Yeah, I got you.
Jesus. Thank you.
Oop.
And then did there come a time when you were shut off completely? Explain to the court if anything happened down the road when that all stopped again.
So what happened was when I wasn't able to see Oakland for just at the ball games or whatever, me being a bus driver, at the end of the year in May, they always call it that's the field trip time of the year. And so Oakland's class was going to go to the Adventure Science Museum in Nashville. So I jumped on the opportunity to drive for the field trip. So me and another bus driver,
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
This is why I
This is
mentioned like her
meeting.
having so
This
many
is
jobs
meeting
for the
criminal
school.
fucking standard for stalking and harassment. I'm not joking, everybody. This is crazy, and she's using school systems to determine the whereabouts of her fucking grandchild.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is really bad. This is really bad.
It's rough. That's
Yeah,
why I
this
said
is
that her having so many jobs for the school was gonna come back in like a really
Yeah.
bad way.
yeah, in a dark way, honestly, like fucking surprisingly dark.
You know, I didn't have contact with my daughter or with my granddaughter, so I would
So
just
I
like
stalked an
show up to
entire
her ball
classroom of people.
games to I would show up to her ball games and watch her through the slats in the dugout. And then when the ball games weren't going, I would make sure I was the one driving her bus. Like,
Oh my god.
what?
Yeah, no, this is I don't know. I have several. Honestly, Judge, emergency. Like, can we get a look? I'm changing this hearing into a request for a fucking protective order, and he's just gonna rubber stamp this. I swear to God.
See, the problem with this judge is he doesn't have many facial expressions. But
No,
one of the
he
few
doesn't
facial
have any
expressions
tells.
he does have is the raised eyebrows.
I do love the raised eyebrows. Yeah, he only
That is
has
one of the
two,
only-
two like tells. I know when he's bored, and I know when his interest has been piqued.
Yeah.
Those are the only two tells he has.
We got there at Charlotte Elementary, and I was parked around back, and I was waiting for the classes to come out. And
And you can see now, after she said this, now he's starting to take notes again.
Yeah, there's his eyebrows. I see those eyebrows. They're above his glasses. Then look, there's an interest ratio depending upon how high above his glasses his eyebrows rest.
Thank you, Sparky. He says click, click, shock.
It can't shock me yet. I actually
so
have to look into they're fucking still jerking me around. I still have not gotten my shock collar.
Oh, trust me, when I got mine, it took forever.
Okay.
They're just like really slack on sending it.
Okay, that's fair.
By the way, I did find the little connector box for it. Now I just
Okay.
need to reorder. I'm gonna ask Atari if he can tell me a charger for the actual shocker itself. Because when I was cleaning
Right.
my room the other day, I found it, and it was like a tiny itty bitty little wire, and I couldn't remember what it went to.
Oh no, say you threw it
So I was
away.
like, oh, I've got like 50 cords in here. I'm sure I don't need whatever the fuck this went to.
I almost accidentally threw away my it's a charger for an adult toy, and it looks very small and weird, and I almost threw it away myself like that. And I'm like, oh wait, no, I know what that's for. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not throw that away.
I could either ask Atari or I could probably send a picture of like the connection to Dylan, and he'll probably know like what
He'll know
type
exactly
of
the
connector I
type
need.
of yeah. The judge is writing his will.
He's writing the no contact order as we speak.
Yeah, he knows that. Look, no one's asked for this yet, but I'm just gonna get ahead of this.
So Kristen, who was Colt's wife at the time, she had gone in the building, and I wasn't quite sure why she was there. Next thing I know, the kids start to come out of the schoolhouse and to go get on the bus, and Kristen got in the middle of the parking lot and raised her hand up in front of the classes and the children and said,
Objection, hearsay.
oh,
Your
I'm
Honor,
sorry.
that's fine, because we're going to have Kristen testify to this. Let me just ask you
I'm
this.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
I was just telling
You're
her.
doing great.
I'll sustain the objection, but I would remind you that hearsay is a statement made outside of the courtroom being introduced to prove the truth of what is said in
Of the
that
matter,
statement.
yeah.
So not every statement made outside of the courtroom is hearsay if it's not being offered to prove the truth of the matter. But since you have the witness here, let's move on.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me just ask you this, without saying or stating what
Right.
was said. Were you prevented from, were you,
Overruled.
Also, Anubis says, is the connector for the shock collar USB micro? I don't know, but
No.
I don't think so because it's a circle. He's a
Sir,
circle.
Can you give me a picture?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't a bit, yeah.
Yeah. I bet I know which one it is. I'm actually playing with one such a connector right now. Because it's a round power
Was there
connector.
any indication that there was a no contact now between you and the child?
Yes. I was
Oh, so wait a
told
minute.
that I was put on.
You had an active no contact order on you? Oh no. Did you?
That'll come up. It's
I-
weird.
It's just a little bit back. Yeah, hold on. What?
Were you,
Overruled.
was there any indication that there was a no contact now between you and the child?
Yes.
I see.
I was told that I was put on.
Did the school resource officer prevent you
When there
from...
was an objection, let me rule on the
I'm sorry. That lawyer is doing such a good job. I mean, both this attorney and the grandma are starting to get really flustered. It's really funny. Objection waiting, objection hearsay, fuck, god damn it.
I love when you get so many objections in on a lawyer that he knows is legitimate. When they start doing this thing, right, where she objects and he just assumes the objection is sustained and moves on to the next thing.
Yeah, oh man, this is good. This is some good shit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he's like, no, I still have to rule on it. That's kind of my thing. I'm the judge here.
There's two objections we just threw around.
sustain the objection.
Did the school resource officer prevent you? I haven't even finished my question yet, Your Honor.
Let him finish.
Look at her. Just the tongue wagging. She is getting so fucking pissed. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Internet Zen Master, I'm just listening going, Judge Wolf is secretly a Vulcan. We're at 110 plus give or take 10 and we're sure this isn't Joe Biden in drag.
Okay, Big Dotty Goblin. Objection sustained. Eva guilty, life in prison. First of all, I'm already dead technically, so you can't throw me in prison.
I mean, you could still be in prison.
Vampirism loopholes.
Question.
Were you prevented by the school resource officer from seeing Oakland?
Yes.
I'm going to overrule the objection to that particular question.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I say it was just at that time?
It's fine.
No,
You've done...
There's a lawyer with the fucking hand. That was good. Yeah, it's fine. You shut the fuck up. I'm having difficulty here. I feel
I'm
bad
already
for judges having to
struggling.
go through all this
Don't make it
repeatedly.
worse.
Starcat Tail Chaser, how's it going? But yeah, no, this is quickly unraveling. I love this. She's sitting down and she's just fucking objections left and right.
What's funny is
Really
it's
pay
unraveling
attention
and we're
to-
not even on cross yet.
Yeah, oh god, you know Cross is gonna be a disaster for her.
Well, you set it up. When...
This reminds me of Amber Heard's lawyer objecting during his own line of question. Oh, that was a great one. That was a great one. I forgot even what he asked, but Johnny Depp starts to answer his question. And it's during Cross. And he objects to his own fucking question.
And all the
It's-
judge
oh
has
my
to say
God.
is, you asked it.
You asked the question. He was so fucking flustered.
When was this? What, do you remember the date?
It was May of 2023 or 20, it was May. I think she was 9. So, May of 2024 maybe,
Is that when,
or
by the way...
23. I can't.
Yeah, that's all right. In the record, there are a few nasty text messages from you. I think something about referring to the father as a fucking child abuser.
I did.
I know why he has to try and cut this off before Dad's lawyer brings it up. It's
Yeah.
just funny to me because there is no good way to bring this up.
No, there's not. There's
So,
not.
in the record, there's messages of you calling the dad a fucking child abuser. Shit, yeah, I did say that.
Yeah, shit. Well, I was quite angry at the time.
When did that happen and why did that happen?
Well, after that happened, after I realized that I was on a no contact.
Look how high his eyebrows got over that.
Yeah, wow, God, that's like a tier 3 level interest right there. And yes,
sorry,
I
you
am
said what?
actively designing a interest ratio based on the eyebrows of Judge David D. Wolf.
Galileo, I'm back. Koi Mizu, what did I miss in the past 5 minutes? She's stalking her
Insanity.
granddaughter using her bus driver tendencies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she
she's showing up
called
at
the
her
dad a
games
fucking child
off
abuser
season.
over
She's
text.
yeah. No, it's quickly becoming like obvious to me that the one who poses the severe psychological danger to anyone is this grandma to the granddaughter rather.
Miguel says, Your Honor, it happened after he banned me from stalking her.
Oh no.
List. I had never known this up until that date. And I had never.
I do have to clarify, too. And I'm not going to spoil it too much. But just notice that every time she refers to this, she says a no contact list, not a no contact order.
Yeah, the reason why
I
is
had never
because
responded.
family issues happen all the time, and look, I wish it wasn't common, but the common medium for a family to basically air out their issues is through the school and school system. And so the school systems usually have a no contact list that a parent or someone who has custody over that child can add names to that list, and then the school will actually enforce that no contact themselves, and you don't have to worry about your family drama showing up at your fucking kid's school. That's supposed to be the process. But it's not a court order, no contact order. It's her being added to the school's no contact list, which is different.
Yep.
In anger, Oakland's entire life until that day. And that's when I responded in anger. I think at that point, I was emotionally torn apart and distraught. And I did text in anger. I did.
Why did you take this legal action?
I took this legal action because, well, I mean, I want to be a part of my granddaughter's life. I want her to know her Omi. I want her to know her Poppy. I want her to know her family. I want her to be able to see her sister, Willow. In my mind, I think the best thing ever would be me and her and Willow cuddling up on the couch and watching a movie together. I want to be a grandmother. And I want her to know that her Omi loves her with all of her heart.
Explain
And
to the court, who is Willow?
Willow is one of Oakland's sisters. Willow is Oakland's sister,
And who is the father of Willow?
Daryl Miller.
And your daughter is the mother, correct?
Yes.
Do you know where is Willow now? Who has custody?
I'd like to point out, because there's actually a whole bunch of lore dump right in there, but the only child Dad has custody of is Oakland. There's another child called Willow, who is one of sisters, plural, who is also from a different father.
We got some, also, why the fuck are all these kids named after trees?
I don't know.
Oakland,
They took some
Willow.
advice from Pokemon.
Where's Fern? I have no fucking clue, but she's gonna show up any second.
Well, you could name them after the Pokemon professors. Oak, Elm, Juniper.
Willow.
Daryl, her dad. Primarily.
Do you have visitation with Willow?
Oh my goodness, Willow has her own room at our house. I see her more than,
Thank you.
Well, Your Honor, when we talk about the best interest of the child,
Which isn't a part of this case. There is no best interest standard for visitation with grandparents.
in this particular case, I want to show that, and also when we talk about substantial harm, I want to show that the grandmother is in no way harmful, and plus, she has a great
Oh
relationship.
my God!
That's
You're
not what
too
substantial
stuck on the
harm
other
is.
standards. What are you doing, dude? You are so stuck on the parental standards. It's like you filed everything for a custody hearing, but you fucking replace custody with visitation, and you don't seem to understand that this is about visitation, not custody, and all these arguments that you're making do not apply to a grandmother's visitation rights.
Yeah, he is lost. Also, Baked Buddha says she didn't get fired for this. She abused her job. I don't think they
I
can
would
prove it necessarily.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the bigger issue there.
With Willow, who is the half-sister of Oakland, and because of all of this, the two of them have been separated as well. It kind of goes to how this is damaging to Oakland as well.
You're right, Starcat. A grandma is not a direct parent. Yet
So
this
the judge
attorney
is trying to think of how to
argue like they are.
respond to this.
Yeah, no, how do you say?
Well,
No,
because
excuse me.
even if this was a part of the standard, it's a ridiculously complex answer. Because it's not he separated two sisters who just have the same parents and shouldn't be separated, really. It's two
Right.
different dads. They're half sisters. So in order to try and force them to be together, you're making rulings on like 4 different families at this point.
Yeah, this is, we're getting too lost in the sauce here.
I'm going to overrule. I'm not, again, sure that this testimony is fitting within the criteria of the statute. But I'm erring on the side of allowing it in to allow you to present your case, but remind all the parties that I'm bound by the strictures of the statute in order to make this decision. So overrule the objection.
This is the judge in the nicest way possible saying, I'm going to let you do it, but I'm telling you it's not going to change my mind.
I thank you, Your Honor. Do you have other grandchildren?
I have our stepson and his girlfriend just had a little baby, Palmer, and I actually watch her while they work. She's
Have you ever
months.
been accused of any type of crime?
No,
Do you
You will after
abuse
this.
alcohol?
no,
Do you take any illegal drugs?
no.
Oh, I thought we had it paused. What the fuck?
No, Dad's lawyer is making an objection. What I think is
Okay.
wild is we can't hear shit, but apparently everybody in this room can hear her clearly. It is that bad, the acoustics in this room. Or I guess the picking up on the microphones is that specific. But I believe they're going to kind of reiterate what she says, so, or at least in their response, we'll know what she's coming up with.
No, they have multiple mics that are just turned off.
Unlike a custody arrangement where the court is required to consider the best interest of the child.
Yeah, so she basically brought up everything me and Ava were reiterating, which she, admittedly, the lawyer brought up at the start of the case.
Yes,
Everything
they did.
he's saying is irrelevant to grandparents' visitation. He's bringing up factors that are a part of parental custody. It's not the same thing.
Not at all.
And she was basically objecting, like, where are we going with this? We're going down this parental custody route so hard, and it's just not the venue for that. Also, Internet Zen Master, in no way harmful. Why did you, for all that is holy, let her ramble on about how stalkery she is? I had to
Because that
stop what I
ruins her
was doing
case.
and go. I had to stop and go what I was doing and go, huh, out loud. We're around
Yeah,
150
no,
to
that's pretty bad.
175 now, by the way.
Of course,
I think he's
how
mostly
do you-
asking
Jesus.
why her lawyer wouldn't stop her. And it's because of the same thing with the Johnny Depp case. If he asks a question and she gives a really shitty answer for his case, he has to let it ride. Dad's lawyer has to be the one to object. And she's not going to object. Grandmother's making herself look like a maniac.
Yeah.
And look at the background and so forth. The first step in this case is to determine those statutory factors. So I'm going to sustain the objection as to those questions.
I understand, Your Honor, and I was just going to the final in the statute, when it does talk about best interest, I just wanted to show the court that the child would not be harmed in any way. But that's fine. I will move on. So finally, Ms. Neblett, as you've probably heard now, the banter in the statute and the understanding of all that, could you explain to the court why you should have visitation? And could you explain to the court why you feel that Oakland would suffer if you continued not to have visitation?
Interestingly,
okay,
this is a thing
valid question I've heard him fucking ask when it comes to meeting the statute. Like, this is the first time I've heard it. Okay, that's a proper question to ask here. The first one.
I'd also point out this is something I've noticed that doesn't get brought up in these kind of court cases as much as it does in the really high-profile ones. But I feel like this would come under compound question a little bit.
What sticks out
Yeah.
in my mind is when I did have Oakland one time, she was going through my phone, and I'm a big picture person, and she said, Omi.
This is why I feel like he definitely either coached her or she's just that manipulative, because this doesn't answer the question
I think it's a little
at
column A,
all.
a little column B.
Yeah.
That's what I think
Sounds
it
like
is.
this doesn't. I feel like it doesn't answer the question at all. Yet it is, and it feels so rehearsed.
Yeah.
Like this whole spiel was so
especially
planned
how
out.
she was way too quick to react and respond to it. And then she, like, it's one of those behavioral science things which some people think is a pseudoscience. I think we've yet to, like, figure it all out, but I think there is something there. Typically speaking, when somebody reacts within 0.5 seconds of you asking a question, that means that they have a prepared answer. Whether they prepared it themselves, they was prepared with the attorney, doesn't matter, but it is a prepared answer. It takes longer for you to think of an answer of it being asked off rip than it does you going, okay, I'm ready for this because I've been waiting for this question to be asked.
Also, you notice that she isn't. There's no ums or ahs now.
Yeah,
It's-
all of a sudden those dropped real fucking fast. That's
She
the problem.
definitely was prepared.
Yeah. More so than I think the other questions for sure.
The objection,
I want Oakland to, I'm sorry.
the objection is based on relevance. Okay, you're about to repeat what your granddaughter said about that, so I would have to sustain the objection.
I'm sorry.
Well, Your Honor, though, this is not for the truth of the matter told. Then the relevance is how strongly the grandmother feels about this and why she brought the suit to begin with.
And which is not, it doesn't matter whether the
Relevant to the
grandmother
daughter, yeah.
feels.
Yeah, so
yeah,
the judge is basically
the
going to
state
try
of
and
mind of
tell
the
him
grandma
that
isn't.
either what the daughter
relevant.
said matters, in which case it's hearsay because you're trying to go to the truth of the matter, or
Yep.
what's important is how the grandmother feels, in which case it's irrelevant because this is about what's best for the daughter.
Yeah. they've completely cornered themselves in here, and the attorney called it out properly by listing two okay, somehow hearsay fails, well then I fucking fall back to relevance.
Yeah. It's either one or the other, whichever way you go.
I take full understanding that Ms. Neblett has brought this matter because she loves her granddaughter and wants to be a part of her granddaughter's life. But the statute that I'm dealing with does not.
Oh, that's another thing that I've picked up with a lot of family court is unless otherwise stated already in the court case, you do not have to prove like how much you love the child. It is sort of just taken as a fact that if you showed up to court that you love the child.
Yeah, you care enough to fucking bring it in front of a judge. That speaks for itself without you having to apply additional testimony to hit that obvious fact home. It's already been hit home.
Yeah. What you have to prove is that the way you love the child is safe and healthy for the child.
Yeah.
Have a factor that how strongly does the grandmother feel? That's not a part of what I have to decide. So I have to sustain the objection.
Get fucked.
Thank you. Yeah, once again, without any hearsay,
I can.
if you'll explain to the court, why should you have visitation?
Did everyone notice that?
What?
I don't know. That was really weird. It was after the judge sustained the objection, and then the fucking Miss Neebly over here, Neeblet, whatever her name is, she like looked over to her attorney and like did this like hand motion thing, like get on to the next prepared question, please. It was very strange. I just
there's a lot of weird stuff between them.
Yeah, I just watched the grandmother lead the attorney.
And you're gonna see just how the grandmother performs with an actual attorney asking her questions in a minute. It is not anywhere
I
close
bet it's gonna
to
be a lot worse.
this like little prepared story that she had with hers.
Yeah, it's like I mean, look at this just real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Watch what she does here.
But I have to decide, so I have to sustain the objection.
Thank you. Yeah, once
She started fucking. She looked at her attorney and started motioning stuff before the attorney ever fucking responded or did anything.
So
That's
weird.
fucking weird.
again,
That is
without
so fucking
any
weird.
hearsay,
I can.
if you'll explain to the court, why should you have visitation?
I can.
Also, keep
I
in
should
mind
have
her mentioning
visitation
hearsay.
because I want Oakland to know me. I want her to know our side of the family. I don't want Oakland to feel uncomfortable. Dixon is a small town. Charlotte is a small town. We're going to run into each other. We're going to see each other, and we have. I want her to be comfortable coming to her grandmother. I want to be comfortable going to her. I want to be able to say,
I want to wear
love
Oakland
you.
skin on my
And I
skin.
want to be able to say, I'll see you soon. If you need Omi, Omi's here. I want her to know
I hit the Omi
that she has an Omi and a Poppy and a family that love her.
Yes,
unconditionally.
Yes. They just tried to say that Charlotte is a small town. Even if we're considering Charlotte, Tennessee, that's not a small town.
So mostly they're in Dixon. So looking it up, the actual city of Dixon has about 17,000 people, while the
small.
county of Dixon is about 60,000.
Okay, so yeah, relatively small county.
Compared to Charlotte, Tennessee, which is Jesus Christ. So Charlotte,
Small town?
Tennessee has 1,600 people in it.
Okay, so that is an incredibly small town.
I think that's why she brings up Charlotte, though, because I'm pretty sure they live in
Yeah.
Dixon.
They
But then
live
she
in
kinda
Dixon,
just
but they
randomly
probably
throws
do
out
some stuff in
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah, but Charlotte is so much even smaller than fucking Dixon. I mean, they're both small, but when you get like below 1,500 people, that's abysmally small.
How far are they?
Also, Omi for grandma alone is creepy. Yeah.
So I think
The more she
Charlotte,
goes, the more
Tennessee
uncomfortable to
might
have
be.
her around the child as a parent I would be.
I feel like Charlotte, Tennessee is probably in Dixon's like county because it's only
It might
7
be.
miles from Dixon.
Yeah, no, it's encompassed inside it. For sure.
Like it's gotta be. There's no way a
Yeah.
small town 7 miles outside of it is not in the county line.
And it's actually right where they drew the county line. Fuck Dixon.
Oh, there's the Wonder Center and Science Museum that she brought up. It's right down the road from Dixon.
Of course it is.
It's on Google Maps as like one of the few things to see, along with the Thunder
That's the last
Alley
place you'll see
Family
your child.
Entertainment Center. There's also 3 parks beside each other, except one of
Okay,
them
that's
seems
a
like it's a
lot.
golfing club.
Oh, okay, golf doesn't count as a park.
Montgomery Bell State Park, Hensley Park, and then the Greystone Golfing Club, which is actually bigger than Hensley Park, apparently.
Of course it is. Yes, there's more water than the parks combined, too. Gotta keep
Yeah,
those
but-
greens green.
But they're really close to Dixon. Like, I guess I get to your
Sparky's
small
tech, thank
town,
you for
but
the
still.
2. This is how you get excommunicated from my family. Mine too, not gonna lie. You gotta do this shit. I'm gonna, like... Yeah, there's a lot here that should already be done by the parents here. Like, that
Yeah,
no
no-
contact list, you need to have that in order, in the form of a fucking court order. Because this bitch is crazy.
So Charlotte's definitely in Dixon because right in the middle of Charlotte is the Dixon County Jail.
Oh. Okay.
It's like right in the middle of Charlotte.
She is a bus driver, just not for the kids.
And that she is loved.
Thank you. I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Roberts,
here
you
we
may
go. Cross is gonna
cross-examine.
be
The
great.
way of doing that is sending him a text message saying you're a fucking child abuser. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
No, she came out swinging.
She's not even at the
she wasn't
podium
even
yet.
at the podium yet.
Her lawyers are not
She
at
came
the
out and
podium.
she said it so loud I could hear it. She freaking
So you
was,
sent a
and she
text
did
message
waddle
to
up there,
him
but I
calling
don't
him a
think it
fucking
matters.
child abuser.
Holy shit! Wow. Okay. I mean, she came out swinging. I love it. I love it.
That's what I said.
Not
She's
even
like, I
at
feel
the-
like she's a tiger lawyer. I don't know where Dad found her at.
Yeah, she just pounced. She literally she's just like a wild animal, just.
All right, opposing counsel, are you ready for cross? Yeah, so you called him a fucking child abuser.
Gal, fucking great. And said it so quickly, I doubt the fucking, I doubt opposing counsel here has an opportunity to even process what the fuck just happened, let alone object to it as argumentative.
And she's already
God,
answered.
she
It's too
came
late.
out with the fire. Holy shit, yeah, no, she did. Shoot up.
Ma'am.
But you did do that.
Yes, ma'am, I admit
And
it.
your husband threatened to physically harm him, correct?
That was a conversation.
Correct?
That was a
Answer yes or no, please, ma'am.
that was a conversation.
Your Honor, could you
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love this
Holy
lawyer
shit.
so much.
Holy, this is that's the level of no nonsense I expect. I'm going back just a little bit because that was fucking great. Yes or no? Answer. Okay, Judge fucking didn't give her fucking 2 seconds to try and fucking. Wow. Okay, let me do this.
Ms. Roberts, you may cross-examine.
Your way of doing that is sending him a text message saying you're a fucking child abuser. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
You did do that.
Yes, ma'am, I admit
And
it.
your husband threatened to physically harm him, correct?
That was a conversation.
Correct?
That was a
Answer yes or no, please, ma'am.
that was a conversation.
Your Honor, could you direct the witness to answer
Madam
yes or no,
Clerk,
and she can
You
explain?
may
Oh my god, dear god, that was fucking glorious. That was holy shit, she's a banshee. Look, you look, I think
Yes
you
or
might have
no?
actually
Yes or no?
went to a fucking you went to like a fey-laden wood and you fucking actually contacted and made a pact with a fucking hag to get a magical lawyer because that was fucking amazing.
Thank you, Internet Zen, by the way. So are these towns inside the Appalachia by any chance? Olney sounds like something you'd hear in an isolated holler valley, but I'm from Washington, so what do I know? I don't know exactly where it is.
Tennessee
I
is
didn't zoom out
just
enough.
east, no, right, just west of the Appalachians, so I don't think they're quite in the Appalachians. There's a couple mountain ranges on the eastern end of Tennessee that I think you could consider the start of the Appalachians, but Tennessee mostly is pretty flat. It's actually part of, it's the eastern edge of Tornado Alley, so I think this is probably gonna be a relatively flat area. If they live east in Tennessee, maybe a little bit of mountains, but not much. The Smoky
Oh.
Mountains, thank you. Thank you, yeah, I think it is the Smoky Mountains over there.
They're just 30 miles out of Nashville. Fuck off.
Okay, yeah, they're nowhere near a mountain.
Yeah, they're like... That's another thing. Like, oh, it's such a
I'm
small
trying to go
town.
into
You're
the
bound to
geography.
bump
No, they're
into
fucking
people.
there, right outside of Nashville. Fuck that.
You're like right down the road from Nashville. Screw off.
Get out of here. They're
You
so
must
close
first
to fucking Nashville. They might as well be in Project Zomboid.
Answer the question you're asked, and then if you need to clarify your answer, you may do so. But
Yes,
you
he
gotta-
said that.
And that's not he's not just said that one time, he said it multiple times.
No,
Is that
ma'am.
correct?
No, ma'am.
And you have sent vulgar and inappropriate text messages a number of occasions, haven't you?
No, ma'am.
Just one time is your testimony here under oath?
There's only one time I can remember, yes, and that
Oh, God, girl, you need to, no, you don't, listen. She's looking on it. You need to be honest. You cannot even try to challenge this attorney.
She's already
This
tried to
attorney's
weasel her
got
way out
you.
of it.
Yeah, no, that I can remember. Yeah, well, here's fucking 40 more.
was that-
Excal says she sounds so southern and hostile to the woman. It's amazing.
I love it. Look, this is not just a simple country lawyer. This is the Spitfire that you get.
that incident there at the school.
And again, the way that you've couched that is that you found out that Oakland's class was going to the Adventure Science Center, the Children's Museum,
Yeah,
and that you asked and said you wanted to be one of the bus drivers.
absolutely. I always let the bus garage know when I tell them, if a field trip comes up, either at Charlotte Elementary or Charlotte Middle, let me know so I can drive for my granddaughters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever contact and ask permission to do that with the father?
I didn't feel I had to ask permission. I
Good
didn't know
on
I
ya.
was on the
Perfect
no
question.
contact.
Yeah, and
Perfect
that's
question.
you can see Judge eyebrows raised a bit because you have now just told the court that the child you want visitation with, you don't feel like you have to ask their parents' permission.
Yeah. Yeah,
Their
this is
parents.
goddamn. She is good. She is I want to look at like if she's got if she works for a law firm, if she has a profile page or something, because this is a good fucking lawyer.
Think you fail, member for 5 months. That's no normal lawyer. That's my ma. Get her ass.
Yeah.
Well, how did you find out you were on the no contact list?
That day. The day of the field trip.
You just weren't on the pickup list, correct? There is no contact order in existence, is there?
I'm worried about saying, well, when someone throws their hand up and says she can't get on your bus, you're on the no contact list.
Have you been provided a no contact list?
No,
Have you been provided any order?
never.
Okay.
I had no idea, which is why I took the trip. I was excited.
See- she thinks this is helping her case, but from the judge's perspective, it's like, so there's no order in existence. The only idea that this order exists is hearsay from you, and you're even admitting that up until this alleged hearsay incident, you had no idea there was any such order.
And again, it's on no contact order. so much as it's just being placed on a no contact list, which is associated with the school, not the court.
However, I do have to mention that Dad's lawyer says you weren't on a no contact list, you just weren't on the pickup list.
Yeah.
Which implies that there wasn't, like, Dad didn't ask the school not to give it to grandmother at all.
Yeah, definitely.
And was it your intention to go
From Banshee to Dillahan.
behind the father's back to have contact with Oakland?
Going behind his back, well, absolutely not. I had no idea I was on a no contact list. I was excited to go on a field trip to see be with my granddaughter.
Okay.
I saw it as
And
a
then you got
wonderful
angry.
opportunity.
You got angry about that and then sent this.
Oh, let's have it. Let's have it.
Oh,
Your Honor, I asked the question. That's already been answered.
I did.
Well, this is
That's not how-
cross-examination, so
That is not how the asked and answered objection works at all. Yeah, I can ask the same
Asked and
question in
answered is
cross
more like
that you asked in
badgering.
direct. It does not matter.
Yeah.
That is not. Oh man. Okay, this guy's really pissing me off.
Asked and answered is supposed to be more for, like, badgering, where you didn't get the
yeah,
answer
with your
you want, so
badgering
you just
them,
keep
you didn't get the answer that you
rephrasing.
want, so exactly. And it usually has to do with asked and answered. It's the same attorney who asked you that question, and you've answered it.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't.
Not, I asked this
an
earlier.
asked and
She's not allowed to ask it again.
I asked that question, and no one else is allowed to ask her that question because what the fuck are you talking about?
I just love the judge's response, too. He just says, well, it's cross-examination.
Yeah, it's just how it works, you fuck.
I think
It's supposed to be obvious. Didn't you know this?
she's entitled to ask the question in the manner she wishes. Overruled.
Not just, I'm angry, I'm upset, you're mean, you're hateful, you accused him.
I did. I was angry. I have been dealing with this for all of Oakland's life. I finally I was just so distraught.
See, that's not helping her case. She says, I've been dealing with this for all of Oakland's life.
No,
But
look,
you
you
said
have just
you didn't know
admitted.
you were going behind the dad's back.
No, what's happened here is you've just admitted to the courts that you are capable of reaching a point of stress or anger where you are doing things that are not only illegal, but fucking harmful to your family and those around you. How in the world is this going to help you in your visitation case? You
Yeah.
just admitted that, hey, you can be pushed to get angry enough to throw false accusations at somebody. Life-ruining accusation.
Well, it gets that across, but I think it also gets the thing, like I kind of mentioned across, that the main thing the lawyers point out is, like, are you going behind dad's back? And she's like, no, I'm not. I didn't
Which
have
he
any
is.
idea dad would have
yeah,
a problem with this.
But
then she's like, okay, so you got really mad at this? And she's like, well, I've had to put up with this all of Oakland's life. It's like, so you're admitting that dad doesn't want you around the kid regularly for all of the child's life. But you're not going behind his back when
yeah.
you're sneaking into places that he didn't know you would be.
Yeah, but I also we're kind of moving into the fact that these denials led to her. Okay, and now you have actually accused the father
Of a crime.
sexually abusing. Yeah, that's crazy. And for you to get to that point, I don't care what drove you to that point. Like, I don't see how you think you have standing in visitation rights for anyone.
Well, I don't think he was accused of sexually abusing. I think they used the F word as just like a regular curse word in that situation. They just called him an abuser, which could technically mean anything.
I thought she said when she walked up, before she had even got to the podium, that was the accusation, was not just abuse, sexual abuse.
No, the message she sent was, you are a fucking child abuser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's not necessarily sexual. It's just
No, okay,
accusing him of
gotcha,
child
okay.
abuse.
And again, as your counsel said in opening arguments, and I want you to ratify, the purpose on you doing this is so that one day you can go to Oakland and blame her father.
I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming anyone. So what I want to do and the
Okay,
purpose
okay.
of this. If this doesn't work out for me to see Oakland, I want her to
I'm
know
gonna
one
burn
day
this
that
fucker
I
down,
did
okay.
everything that I could possibly do to see my granddaughter. And she'll know one day. But this has nothing to do with me blaming Colt.
And how old is your granddaughter today?
Oakland she should be 11.
And you have not had any contact with her in the past 3
Great
years,
guess,
is that
by the way,
right?
Mizu.
Since May, since that field trip.
Yeah.
And which was when?
May, and I think it was was it 23, May of 2023?
22?
2023, so it's been 3 years.
3 years. And prior to that, you went to ball games and visited her at ball games and things like that.
I did. I went to ball games and watched her play. Willow and I would go see her play. And before that, when it wasn't a ball game, like I said, I would meet them at Charlotte Middle, not Charlotte Middle, but the CB store in Charlotte, and kind of like the meeting place. And I would get Oakland. I never heard that
Mizu was there
conversation.
during
I
filming
think
the case. He was
that was
next
between
to
my
the wet
husband and
floor
Colt.
side. Okay.
I sent the text. I've
Jesus.
admitted that. I never heard the conversation.
I'm so sorry. Look, I have this chatter. I don't know if he's a bot or not. And yes, Demon Slayer, I'm talking about you, because you come in with the most crazy random things. But he just came into my chat. Fifi and Banana Chuja are fighting. The Goon Wars have begun. I have been gone for almost a week. I have no fucking context, dude. We're doing Lawtism right now, not VTuber drama. I'll talk to you later.
I will give you the context though, just because it's funny. But Fifi
Yeah.
posted her Fansly button for being a top 1% creator on Fansly.
Oh no.
And Juju retweeted it with something like the best horror award.
Oh
and
shit.
people are very upset with her calling Fifi a whore for her sex worker award.
For being a whore. But look, here's the thing. Whore has both denotative and connotative context, and here's the thing. If you are doing sexual acts for money, I'm sorry that the English language is kind of against you on this one. That's the definition of whore. I'm not saying a whore is a bad thing. But in the context of accepting money or donations or anything in exchange for sexual content that you create, that is quite literally the definition of a whore. I'm not gonna bash you for it. I'm just saying, take your anger to the English dictionary before you take it to the people who are accurately describing what that is.
Oh, you know, my response to most people on this was basically, look, it's 2026. It's okay to be a whore. Just, like, stop denying that you are one.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking own it, man.
You're allowed
You know,
to be a
sex
whore
is
in
fun.
2026.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a crime.
I can't believe Cha-Cha got involved. Please go easy on Cha-Cha. I imagine Cha-Cha probably came to Phoebe's defense.
She did. She said that she would bury a body with these girls, which, given all the VTuber drama that is with those girls in particular, you might actually
She
have to bury a
probably
body
has.
with them.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh no.
I'm
Go easy on the Latina. It's fine, Cha-Cha. I've placed Cha-Cha in a specific box. I've placed her in what I call the Jester's box, which means that she has justice privilege. She makes content mostly to try and make people laugh, which means I'm not gonna take her more serious opinions that seriously. It's not a bad thing, but it's the only way I'm gonna be able to resolve, like, hey, you do shock content and make people laugh for a living. I can only imagine that your political takes are going to be similarly heated in order to get that same shock value that you build your content around. Again, not a bad thing, but I had to put you in a specific box then.
Yeah.
No, Cha-Cha's not a harlot, I don't think. They
Yeah.
do have a look. They are probably the first person I've said who has an actual like breeding and pregnancy kink, and I only say that like yeah. Normally, that's just natural instinct, but they seem to have built content around that entire concept.
Conversation. But, I mean, that was, like I said, that was between him and Colt.
What grade, do you know what grade your granddaughter's in?
She's in 5th. She'll be at Charlotte Middle next year.
She plays sports?
Yes, ma'am. I keep up with her as
You
best
do?
as
You
as
keep
best
up
as
with her?
as best as I can.
And you know she's got a circle of friends?
Does she?
Well, you keep up with her, that was your testimony.
I don't know about her friends,
Okay.
but I do. I try to keep up with knowing if did she love ball. Yes, she loves ball.
that was
And doing well
perfect.
in school?
You don't know about her friends, huh? Kind of important
Yeah.
for you to, for you to be arguing, hey, I am so involved with this child's life that I have a right to visitation that overrides the wills and the desires of the parents.
As far as I know, she's doing great in school.
And how would you, and again,
I
as far as
would-
you know?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have anything. She's smart, from what I remember.
You ask questions of teachers and different people.
No, I do not.
You don't?
We're gonna.
Oh man, I see what's happened. That was okay. I see the line of question we're in.
What
It
if I
looks
told
like
you that the thing she's going to admit to is going to be worse somehow?
Worse than fucking getting her fucking granddaughter's fucking transcript
Info from
information from the
teachers?
teacher she works with?
Yeah.
Worse than that.
What if I told you it's somehow
What, did
worse?
she hack into the system? Like there's only a couple of things that could be worse than that. Okay.
I don't. I
well,
wouldn't know.
okay.
I don't know any of her teachers.
Well, yeah, your testimony was, I keep up with her. And
I
so
keep-
my
Yeah,
question
if I
is, in
keep-
what way you keep up with her? Do you say, hey, did you see Oakland? How's she doing?
You know what? She actually, like, there's a little girl on my bus that
You are talking to her friends?
On the bus.
That was somehow worse.
I would have preferred if you just asked your teacher.
Oh my
At that
God,
point,
you pulled a fucking faithful sheriff and you're talking to the minors. God.
plays ball with her or used to play ball with her, and she'll tell me about, I saw Oakland the other day. Oh, did you? Where'd you see her? That kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
Oh God. Oh God. This is horrible.
I don't know what's wrong with this woman.
Exactly.
Like, I would have preferred if you were just talking to the teacher. I think it's so much weirder when you
God.
involve her, like, child
God,
friends.
oh God. I am in such a fucking, literally, creeped out right now.
How are you keeping tabs on Oakland, then? Oh, I'm talking to the little kids on my bus about
She's using her
her.
minor friends and schoolmates to spy on her. Is she even paying them off? No, she... Does she pay the kid for the intel? Yeah, huddle up how multiple of my chat are thinking she's offering money to kids for info on her granddaughter.
Oh, somebody in my chat said next she's going to say, I give them candies as a reward, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, this is wild.
Hey, kid, you want some
This
candy? I got a
so
job
much
for
work.
you.
Look at how high that left eyebrow is on that judge. Look at that. Even that is as high as I've ever seen it.
He's like, you do what now?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And so that she's held in high regard to that
You
young
know what?
lady.
I hope to God
Who was held
that
in high
Oakland never
regard.
sees this video. This would be so
Oh, yeah.
traumatizing.
Daughter, Oakland, she comes up and tells you, this young lady on your bus says, oh, I saw Oakland Day. And you'll ask, oh, how's she doing? And
I do. I said, where'd you see her?
for
Yeah.
all practical purposes, the information that you got appears that Oakland's doing well.
I mean, as far as a child says, a child's version of, yeah.
And you don't have those
Judge about to start
It's-
writing a notice he can't be within 1,000 feet of a school. I don't think 1,000 feet is, like, enough. I think it needs to be more. I think like a square mile of any school.
Keep in mind, bus driver is only one of her jobs for the school.
Yeah, that's also Jesus fucking Christ.
What adult would I have the conversation
I'm
with?
asking you, ma'am.
I don't know of any conversation I would have with an adult.
Okay, so you do not, sitting here today, you don't know whether Oakland's well-adjusted or if she's having issues or anything like that. Is that correct?
I don't know where you're leading that. I
And
mean,
you
who
don't
are
have to know.
Why are you saying leading? Yeah, you're right. Why the fuck would you say leading? First of all, this is cross-examination. She's allowed to lead.
In Cross, she kind of became a lawyer, where she's trying to like make her own objections. It's like, I think you're leading me.
Yeah,
she
no,
might
this
be.
is,
She's allowed to do that.
That's just the different. How you can tell whether someone actually knows the law or not. The Professor Keen, thank you for the 5. She reminds me of how in the CIA one's covert ops and how they spy on people. Yeah, no, she's like applied, she's applied several CIA techniques of like information and intelligence gathering in regards to an 11-year-old child. It's so fucking creepy.
Oh, you just answered my question.
I like how the dad's lawyer says, you don't have to know.
I don't. I don't know how to shut up. Just answer the question.
I like that she says that outright, though, because she's basically telling grandmother, I am leading you somewhere. You don't have to know where.
Yeah.
You're walking into a trap, and I don't have to tell you what it is.
Sitting here today, you cannot give any shred of evidence to this court saying that Oakland is in any way, in any type of harm, can you?
If I tell you, it's hearsay.
What?
Right? So you just got on to me for hearsay multiple times. I can tell you, but it's hearsay. So
Judge
I
is
can't
moving on
do
to a
that
second
because
paper.
I will be shut down.
What
Right?
harm do you know
Mhm.
that Oakland is suffering by not having visitation? Not speculation, not conjecture.
Oh, I've got some
What
fading
harm
on
do
one of
you
my
know
monitors.
that Oakland is having
Okay.
that followed on her?
I'll give you an example. So I was a RBT, which is a registered behavioral technician.
Okay, so we're getting into where it gets worse, aren't we?
It's
we're
only
about
downhill.
to get another layer into how chat.
My
Because they just-
client
oh,
was
God.
a student at Charlotte Elementary. I would work through a company called No Boundaries. So
Yeah, you
I
clearly
would
have
go to
no
school
boundaries.
and I would see Oakland from a distance.
And when was this?
So
From
the
a
way
distance.
she got closer to Oakland through being a registered behavioral technician
That's
was she
fucking
got a
terrifying.
client at Oakland's school. So she would have to basically be around the school. She's literally doing
Yeah.
like therapy work for a kid just so she can stalk her granddaughter.
This is the shit that this is the shit that this feels like a Dexter plotline where Dexter starts stalking one of his victims. Like
And
that's
yes,
what
Chad,
this
it
feels
just
like. That's how
constantly is
psychopathic
getting
this is.
worse. This
And
woman
what's
is
even more
wild.
terrifying is she doesn't see what she's doing is wrong at all. I think that's the most disturbing of this.
This was probably 2 years ago. So I would see Oakland from a distance. There was one
From a distance.
incident that sticks out in my mind. It was an assembly, and I was in the gymnasium with my client, and
Working on my effigy.
the Oakland's class was
my
getting an award
granddaughter.
or something, but they were walking around.
It's weird that she calls
Sorry.
them a client, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's super weird. Usually what they'll do is they'll call 'em- they'll actually say things like my kids. Because
Yeah.
that's yes, it's technically a client, but you have to be a lot more personable when you're doing with child psychology.
It's like
How's
my
this not
kids
stalking?
or maybe my
Starcat, this is the
patients.
definition of. I feel like a prosecutor could take this recording and have a fair shot at getting an indictment.
Also, don't worry, Jester. I knew that this was going to be a long downhill spiral because this grandmother just does not know when to quit.
Grogar, yeah, she saw her from a distance with a red dye.
And she saw me in the bleachers, and I saw her, and we looked at each other, but she was, she didn't talk to me. I don't know why. She didn't talk to me. She's been
Because
directed.
you guys were 100 yards apart.
You're 100 yards apart, and you're allegedly with a client,
Yeah,
who is
she didn't talk to me. What she couldn't.
a child with
Now you're gonna-
behavioral issues.
Yeah, she's like, look, she could have talked to me, and she reaches down because I have this parabolic microphone. Oh my fucking god!
Not to talk to me.
And
And
you
so,
don't know that,
okay, but
do
any,
you?
so, I was on a no contact list, so, I mean, I didn't know if she knew that too. So anyway, she looked up at me and kind of cut her eyes up at me, and I looked at her, and I can remember mouthing, "I love you." And she looked at me and she smiled, but she put her head down and just kept walking back up the bleachers. So I tried to reach out to her in that way, just letting her know that I loved her, even just by mouthing the words. But we never.
To point out, the point of this story originally was to answer the question, do you have any personal knowledge or evidence that her
That
not
she's-
being with
yeah.
you is mentally distressing to her?
Yeah, if anything, the most mentally distressing thing is your presence. In every
You're-
aspect of her fucking life.
You're just constantly there.
You know how
Like, she
freaked
goes
out
to
I
a-
would be if I just, like, anywhere I look, where at school, a field trip, where you're fucking there? My parents aren't even in my life that much. What the hell?
And it's not just that they're always there. It's where they are too. Because you don't really think of a school as being a place where you see your family or your parents. So you look up
No.
in the bleachers and you just see your fucking grandma at the top of the bleachers, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Or like when
oh,
they talked
God.
about the baseball game, right? It's normal to see your family at a baseball game, but she's in a position where she's like staring at her through the slats at the dugout. So you're
Yeah,
like looking up in the bleachers as like there's dad,
Alfred,
there's
her
mom,
straws of mystery liquid.
yeah, and then
Through
you
the
turn
fucking
around
slats.
and there's a straw and a pair of eyes stuck through the wood behind you. It's like,
Wait,
hi,
Jesus
I'm your grandma.
Christ. Oh God, I'm crying. I am literally just gonna start crying. The killer's just gonna ask why, and I'm gonna point at the fucking straw poking through the wall.
I was never.
Oh
So the
man.
answer to my question is you don't have anything to show that she's in harm's way right now. There's any significant emotional trauma following that child, do you?
I have.
Oh,
It
man.
would be hearsay.
Your Honor, since she's been asked the question, she should be allowed to
No,
answer
can
it,
I ask-
even if it is
I
hearsay.
can.
Ma'am, if there's an objection, you need to be quiet while I hear it.
Also-
Good on you, Wolf.
I love grandma's lawyer trying to be like, Your Honor, she should be allowed to just give hearsay if that would answer the question. It's like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
what? No.
That's you. God damn it. God.
It's different if she asks
damn
a
it.
question where hearsay is a part of the question. Like, I've seen a lawyer before say,
Yeah.
so what did she tell you? In that case,
Yeah.
she has to, like, eat crow on that one because she has now asked for on cross for them to say what somebody said. But this is not that. This is like, well, in order to answer that, I feel like I would have to give hearsay, so I'm just going to do it. That's not how
Oh,
that
shit.
works.
It looks like my chat has managed to figure out who the grandma looks like in terms of like TV celebrities. they're saying it's Caroline Rhea. Like, but
I'm
like an
guessing you sent a
older,
picture
like
of
one of our older roles. Yeah, here, let me copy images. Like, so it's a fucking one guy actually, who is autismically fucking putting together pictures of the. Look at this. My chat's doing this live. It's really fucking weird.
I could see it maybe.
I can see it too. It's better than I also had like it's kind of reminded me of like a less put together like elderly Lagatha from Vikings.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Internet Zen says, I once thought Tectone's inability to shut up was the worst self-sabotage I'd heard in a court case. This woman makes him seem mute by comparison.
I mean, yeah.
She says it in a much more polite way, but if you actually think about it for more than 2 seconds, it's like, wow, that is fucked.
That
You
is
did what?
just fucked. Yeah, there's no other word for it. There's really no other word for it other than holy fucking shit.
What are you saying, Mr. Mize?
Well, my client is in fear of hearsay, though by answering Ms. Roberts' question, I'm just saying that she's allowed to answer the question if the question itself is asking for hearsay.
You know, I was asking for personal knowledge, not of speculation, conjecture, innuendo,
Can I answer your
of her
question?
personal knowledge.
Personal knowledge does not include hearsay statements, so I would overrule your objection. She's only limited to testifying. The statute requires there being some proof of substantial risk of harm to the child, and I think what Ms. Roberts is asking is, what evidence has Ms. Neblett, what can she produce that would show that substantial risk of harm or injury?
3 people have come to me, if not more, and have told me that Oakland is in physical and mental.
Look, I'm only laughing because he was so fucking specific with what qualifies as hearsay or not. At the first thing out of her words, 3 people came up to me and told me, I literally heard him place down his pencil or whatever. He had something in his hands. He literally tossed down onto his desk in exacerbation because this bitch immediately fucking, like, he laid it all out. And yeah, 3 people came up to me. Watch this. Yeah, did you go back just a bit?
I did, yeah.
Personal knowledge.
Okay, yeah, quickly.
Personal knowledge does not include hearsay statements, so I would overrule your objection. She's only limited to testifying. The statute requires there being some proof of substantial risk of harm to the child, and I think what Ms. Roberts is asking is, what evidence has Ms. Neblett, what can she produce that would show that substantial risk of harm or injury?
3 people have come to me, if not more, and have told me that Oakland is in physical and mental harm.
Yeah, he literally put down his pen. He's like, are you fucking kidding me?
We just went through this. Literally, I just went over this 2 seconds ago.
That was fucking gold.
And I do have proof of that. So this is what is encouraging me to drive forward for Oakland. I do fear for her.
Because she's not seeing you.
No,
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Redirect?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because she's not seeing you. No, but thank you. That's
All
it.
right,
Just on a
so
couple of
redirect
things
is
that Ms. Roberts
is an
just
opportunity.
covered.
Sorry. Redirect is an opportunity for, in this case, plaintiff's counsel to basically play cleanup.
And
In
good
the
luck
sense
with
that,
that.
okay, yeah, good luck. In this instance, my God, you're so fucked. But usually, on redirect, you can kind of walk back some of the questions that look the worst in cross-examination by basically shining a little bit more of a light on them, maybe adding additional context and stuff like that. It's what allows, because she kept trying to explain the context of one of the first questions, and the father's attorney kept going, no, fucking yes or no, please Judge, can you instruct her to answer yes or no? This is an opportunity for her to provide the context she wanted to earlier. However, I don't see any attorney under the fucking sun managing to clean up the absolute mess for plaintiff's counsel that cross was.
She was talking about, and we're trying to establish how Oakland would benefit and maybe suffer if not having direction. Going back to the gym and your description of that particular moment, though she didn't speak to you, what did you observe that indicated to you that she did want to?
She reached out, and she grabbed my blown kiss and she put it to her heart. And then I knew. No.
Yeah.
There's a substantial list of objections, and I think you're asking her to interpret the reaction that the child had and in some way interpret that, which would be entirely subjective. Sustain the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Easy.
And then just one other thing, at the very end, you were asked, the substantial harm now that you're in fear of is because you have had indications.
Sustain the objection, don't lead the witness.
Could you explain one more time what you were saying at the end?
Yes, I've had multiple people approach me that Oakland is being abused. I have picked.
Well, she can't repeat.
Just like that, huh?
Yep.
Okay, Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, I got, like, multiple people come up to me and telling me my granddaughter's being abused. Thanks for ignoring that hearsay rule, by the way.
The statements that she's listing statements from other people that is the basis for her concern or fear, but those statements are inadmissible. She can say she's had
Imagine
statements
needing to
made to
prove
her,
harm to the
but
child
then
and
it
all you
doesn't
have
carry any
is
weight
a
as
woman who
far
has
as
not
meeting the
spoken with a child
requirements.
for a long, long time.
Overrule the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. So without stating specific statements made by others, why are you concerned?
I was so concerned at one point that I did a welfare check. I was concerned. I did a welfare check because I was so deeply concerned
Wait,
from the pictures that I had received from someone.
wait a minute.
Do you see where the stalking's coming?
Yeah,
I
no,
told
because I'm
you, it
like,
never
did you
gets
call
better.
in a welfare check? Or did you, as a private citizen, conduct an illegal welfare check, which would just be stalking? You're not civil standby. You have no authority to conduct a welfare check on fucking anyone, except for maybe yourself. Like, what?
That's all I have.
I wanted
Yeah, that was a
to,
good one. That's a good one.
since I have to make this decision, I would like to ask a couple of questions myself. Primarily, it has not been mentioned, other than the fact that your daughter Morgan is nowhere to be found in this hearing. Why is she not here today? Do you have any idea?
I've asked myself so many times, why? And
Why?
Well, what is the nature of your relationship with your daughter?
my relationship with my daughter is good now.
Not good.
It's good. For the long.
See, this is the part that makes so little sense. Your daughter is still out there. She's also not bringing the child to you, but allegedly you have a good relationship. What?
Grandma rolls up in a SWAT vest in a school bus to do a welfare check.
Not just any school bus, but like one of those post-apocalyptic school buses.
Yeah, well,
Look like
straight
something
up
out of Mad Max.
See, like that grandma from the Boondocks. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Longest time, though, I
man.
didn't talk to her. She made a very bad decision years ago when the girls were little, and she made the decision she met a man and she moved to Ohio, and she left the girls here with their dads.
Not Ohio.
Willow, I have a wonderful relationship with her.
And I'm really just, I'm,
Oakland, I've tried so hard, and,
but listen to the question I'm asking.
okay, I'm sorry.
Your daughter is not here. Where does she live now?
She's in Nashville.
In Nashville?
Yes, sir.
And does she have any contact with Oakland?
No.
So she has no court-ordered visitation?
Can I speak to you freely without being worried about what to say?
I'm asking the question, so yes.
So, Morgan.
I think
Oh man.
the judge is kind of done with you a little bit here.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're going to Ohio.
Morgan
They got
still
so
has
far, but in the end, it
visitation.
didn't even matter.
From what I gather, Morgan is very intimidated by Mr. Riddle. And so she is worried about the trying to reach out to Oakland.
Well, my question is, if you can understand,
I'm trying.
if Morgan has visitation with these children, with Oakland, then what is to prevent you from having contact with your granddaughter through Morgan's visitation?
She doesn't ask for the visitation.
Because
She
he gave him
doesn't
She doesn't see
pursue
her?
it. No, she doesn't pursue
Okay.
it, which is why I'm having to do this.
All right.
Sir, can I say one more thing?
No, I'm sorry. My questions are those questions that I have to ask, and it's not an opportunity for you to volunteer information. I apologize. All right, Mr. Mize, anything based on
I
what
love
I've
this
asked?
guy.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Roberts, anything based on what I've asked? And then step down if you will, please.
Step down,
Mr.
bitch.
Mize, you may call your next witness.
Yes, my next witness is Kristen. That's right, Kristen Riddle. I think she's out in the hallway.
Oh no, Death Goat had got by Automod.
You'll raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
What'd he do this time?
I don't even know. Here's the thing is, Automod got rid of it, so I don't know what he said.
Please.
You hope this next witness is better? You'd think they'd have to be, right? Is this?
Could you state your name for the record?
My name's Kristen.
Full day, I'm sorry, last name.
Kristen Riddle.
Thank you.
Okay.
How do you know the respondent here, Mr. Riddle?
Have some.
That's my ex-husband.
I'm sorry,
husband,
again?
okay.
That's my ex-husband.
Thank you.
Pull the base of that microphone towards you and it'll be a little easier to pick up. Thank you.
Is that better? There we go.
Could you give a brief
Stretch the
history
ASMR straight.
of your relationship with Mr. Riddle, when you met, how long you were together, that type of thing?
We met in 2020. We were dating for maybe a year when we got engaged, and then October of that same year of 2021, we got married, and then we got divorced in 2024.
Now, during that period of time, while you were with Mr. Riddle and living with him, who else was living in the home?
My son, Aiden, my daughter, Selah, and Oakland.
Who is the father of Aiden and Selah?
Aiden's dad, his name's Dylan. He lives in Kentucky. And then Selah's dad, his name's Bobby. He lives
Kentucky.
here in town.
And I think you explained this, but once again, how long were you and Mr. Riddle together?
About 4.5 years, 4 years.
As you know, we're here in an attempt for the grandparent to get visitation.
Oh
Could
my
you
God,
explain
this
to
is
the-
so dumb. Tom, I'll still give it a 2. OMT, it's Voldemort's sister, Tom Riddle. No, it's Riddler, not Riddle.
Court, was there a period of time while you were with Mr. Riddle, was there a period of time that the grandmother,
Oh, it
that
was
Lori
Miss Riddle.
had visitation
Yeah, she did.
with Oakland
Yeah, she did.
and also
Yeah,
with
she
Willow?
started speaking in
Yes.
parcel tongue.
And so for about how long a period of time did that occur?
I mean, it happened for the first couple years that we were together. He would work on Saturdays, so I would take Oakland to meet her so they could spend a couple hours together on Saturdays.
So how often?
I mean, it was like maybe, once a month, twice a month sometimes.
And could you explain to the court when you would make this connection, did you witness Oakland, Willow with Lori,
Yes.
the grandmother? Did you during that time have any concerns?
No.
And could you, just from what you witnessed, did they seem to be happy with the grandmother?
Yeah.
This is a poor witness.
We're going to
She's
go
answering
to an
everything right,
incident
but
that's
this
already
is
been
poor
discussed a
argument to
little
me.
bit here, but do you remember
Yeah.
delivering a letter to the school from Mr. Riddle requesting no contact between?
Yep.
Sustained. Rephrase your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Did you ever deliver a letter to the school?
Yes.
Did you read that letter?
I wrote the letter.
You wrote the letter. Do you remember what was in the letter?
Yes, he had asked me to write a letter to the school stating that if myself or Mr. Riddle were not present, that Lori was not to be in contact with Oakland, or unless we had given permission.
Okay.
Did you and Mr. Riddle have a discussion about this?
Yes.
Did he explain to you why he wanted no contact?
He just didn't want her to be around when he wasn't around.
And that's enough of a reason.
Yeah.
Was Miss Neblett ever blocked from seeing your daughter, Selah?
No.
Was Miss Neblett,
Sabertaw's asking the best evidence rule. I don't.
It would seem to be irrelevant, sustained.
I would say that, like, in this fucking old ass attorney's mind, this is the best evidence he's presented. But it's not, because
Yeah.
he's still trying to go off of the standard for parental custody, where he needs to be going after the standard for grandparental visitation. So, like, in the sense that, yeah, this would be a good argument and a good direct and a good witness if we were arguing custody, but we're not. And so all of this kind of falls on its face.
Yeah. Yeah.
let me ask you this. Could you explain the relationship between Oakland and Selah?
They were very close.
How is it relevant?
I want to demonstrate.
I also
love
have to
the joke.
say,
How is it relevant?
I also have to say, like, yeah, that exactly. The judge's inflection when he says it. Because
Yeah.
normally a judge would be like, yes, what is the relevancy of that? But in this one, he's just so dumbfounded by the stupidity of the question. He's just like, how is it
Yeah.
relevant?
That was a legit, but you asked the question moment. Like, quite literally, just the absolute shock at this abhorrent performance on direct. I'm sorry. Again, this
how is
could
it
have been a
relevant?
good witness. This could be good testimony. But you're not arguing the thing that you're arguing, and it's so confusing.
It's so funny.
That Oakland had a close relationship with Selah as well.
I was enjoying this
and
case
that
so much when I
the
first watched
severance
it.
of the relationship
I
between
see
the
why.
grandmother and Oakland had an effect on Oakland and Selah as well.
I just watched him try to make that work in his brain, and it didn't. He tried.
I don't know how this could
Sustained.
relate to the factors that I have to consider, so I'm going to
Yeah,
sustain the
sustained.
objection.
There it is.
Did you ever witness
I'm sorry. I could just, this will never happen in a million years, right? But it would be so fucking funny to me if, like, after so many sustained objections, and then there's that pause as he tries to figure something out, and then he just fucking has a 5-year-old tantrum. Like, he literally throws himself on the ground, kicking and screaming about how it's not fair. And it would never happen, but every once in a while that pause happens, I just expect the cool lawyer to crash out.
Yeah, it would be funny.
I kind of covered this, but going back to the period of time when there was visitation allowed
We need to wire like
Oakland.
you know exactly.
Did you witness the two of them together?
I mean, whenever we would meet, like we would be in the parking lot for maybe 15 minutes or so they could say goodbye. But I mean, she always seemed very happy when she came back.
Did you ever have any concerns for Oakland and Oakland's safety when she was with
I'll play
the
it just
grandma?
for you guys.
Your Honor, I object.
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case.
Overruled.
Good call.
There you go. Your Honor, I object. And you just hear explicit moaning in the background.
No.
This is one of the worst cases I've seen for this, though.
I mean, 100%. I can't
So
wait
finally,
to see Cross.
as
On
the
this
court has
lady, just
explained,
because that lawyer's a tiny.
having been a part of the whole family for at least that period of time, do you think that Oakland would benefit from seeing her grandmother? It is a lay opinion.
It is a lay opinion, but that's not the standard that is the statute requires. Now, I mean, it may be ultimately whether or not it's in the best interest of the child, but we haven't reached that
Yeah, I was
yet.
just going to say, it's like, yeah, okay, it could be bad. You can make an argument that it's beneficial, but the standard isn't about whether or not it's beneficial. It's about whether or not the lack of visitation will cause irreparable psychological harm to the child. So
Yeah.
you have to prove why the absence of visitation is worse than the presence of visitation.
Because it's a step-by-step, the statute makes it a
Yep.
step-by-step process. You have to prove all of the preliminary factors, and then only if I find all of those things to be
You have
true.
to think of these statutes like a recipe. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and at the end of it all, you have a proper standing for visitation or whatever the fuck that statute covers. But you have to follow it like you would a recipe. It's like chemistry that way. If you cannot make the ingredients mix together, the judge cannot rule in your favor.
Does the
Exactly.
court then consider whether it's in the best interest of the child to grant the request? So at this point, I must sustain the objection.
Really quick,
Oh my
by
gosh,
the
thank
way,
you so much.
I don't know how it shows up for you guys, but I did kind of want to touch on this randomly. I appreciate all of the donos. However, the dono goal is about like 2 minutes before ending, and it still says 0 out of 10. YouTube has
How the
been doing
fuck?
this for a while. I've been noticing it. At least on my side, no matter how much somebody donos, it doesn't seem to add it to the goal. I don't think I can fix that. I think that's on YouTube's end.
Yeah, that's
But if I
definitely a
counted
YouTube
them
problem.
all up, I think you guys would have already met it before. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you guys would have already met it already. But YouTube
Yeah, that
refuses
often
to
happens.
display it correctly. I don't know why.
Narhime, thank you for being a house girl for 5 months. Also, thank you for the 5. My disability cash dropped. Now I can finally super chat Eva. Cheers to your content and helping me in hard times. Thank you so much, but be sure to, use your disability cash for your disability. I would hate for someone to spend beyond their means at their own detriment just to support me. That is my worst nightmare. Thank you.
Thank you for the raid, Atari. It's appreciated. And
Atari, welcome raiders.
thank you, Chromie, for the 6-7.
But like, oh, 6-7. I'm thinking about doing the English version of that song. 20 plus
Good luck
20
with that
plus
one.
20 plus 7. The answer is so easy, teacher. It is 6, 7.
It says 10 seal super chats. Yeah, but it's still at 0 out of 10 for me. And it should be teal or above. Basically.
Yeah, Saber, that's a verbal tick of mine. I should say statue, but I always say statuette. And I don't know why. I think it's because it's something I was doing when I was studying law, and I kept fucking imagining a statue. Like an actual fucking statue. When, like, no, but it's a law, so I kind of would statue it a little bit. I don't know. Anyway.
And thank you, Moonjumper. We are doing good. Doing great.
Sustain the objection because of the fact that it's, in my opinion, it's premature.
Ms. Riddle, you were subpoenaed for today, right?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Why did you
Starcat
want a
Tail
subpoena?
Chaser. 6 was afraid of 7
mean, I
because
feel
7,
like-
8, 9, but that's okay because 9 was a registered sex offender.
How is it relevant, Mr.
Christ.
I'll withdraw the question.
He didn't even try to argue.
That's all I have.
Don't like you.
Mize has withdrawn the question, so Ms. Roberts, you may cross-examine.
Oh, shit. Okay,
I live in
here we go.
Dixon,
Your address, please, ma'am.
5102 Green Park Drive.
5102, what?
Green Park Drive.
Green Park Drive.
I see Blue Angel. How's it going? 6 offender, yeah. Sorry, I meant 6 offender, not sex offender.
And you and Mr. Riddle, I represented him on the divorce.
Hmm.
And again, you've had no contact
No
with
contact.
him or nor with Oakland, is that correct?
Correct.
And y'all were divorced over a year and a half, 2 years, almost 2 years ago.
Yes, October of 2024, our divorce was
October
final.
2024. Thank you, nothing further.
Thank you, ma'am. You must step down.
Damn.
You were released from your subpoena. You
You see what just happened there, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that attorney just revealed a potential conflict. And just, that's all they needed to say. It's kind of amazing.
may leave or you may stay if you'd like. Mr. Mize, you have another witness.
I do not, Your Honor.
He has rested his case. Ms.
Okay,
Roberts, do you
so,
have any proof you wish to put on?
here we go.
Extra admissions that were filed before this court shows that this woman has not had any contact with this child for a significant period of time. There's no presumption that there is a significant relationship. The testimony that's been elicited is that my client was married to her daughter. They have a child, Miss Oakland, who's now 11 years of age, that during the time that they were together and married, that she acted the role of a grandparent, and they had holidays, they did things together. After the party separation and my client was ultimately awarded custody of the child, that my client continued to allow some type of contact with the child for a period of time.
Alright, so this is important because I just heard custody was awarded to the father, which means that the mother probably did not give up her rights without a fight. Otherwise, that would have been a waiver of custody rights rather than, you know, the judge or the court awarding custody rights to the father. That means that there was a conflict and probably was litigation during the separation regarding custody.
And but there has been no contact between them for in excess of 3 years, basically. There's no testimony before the court showing that Oakland there is a likelihood of suffering significant emotional harm. And for those reasons, Your Honor, we would request that this petition be dismissed.
Yep.
It's hard for me to believe that we're here, Your Honor.
It's kind of funny in this whole thing that Dad's lawyer basically needed no evidence.
Yes, Sapertall. Yes,
She
April.
needed.
I'm not gonna go
she-
back. So you go. Sorry.
I was gonna say, it's just so funny to me that Dad's lawyer didn't need any evidence. She didn't need any witnesses. She basically needed nothing. She just had to
She
be
stood
like,
on the law itself.
yeah, like
Which
you
is
didn't say
amazing.
shit. She's a nutter butter. Like, what else do we need?
Rest my case. She basically did the lawyer equivalent of a mic drop. But yes, Sabertaw. You say, hold on, play that back. The man got custody. Yes, she just said to the court that the court awarded custody to the father during separation, which means that that's not a waiver of custody. That means that somehow in family court, where the woman is almost always given the advantage over the man still got custody here, and they're still trying to play games.
How many times while sitting in your position have I said to myself, why can't we just work this out? As I said to my client...
shut off with the emotional fucking argument in front of the judge. This is why the other attorney's doing so well. They're fucking standing on the law and keeping it short, simple, to the law, because that's all the judge cares about. I wish we didn't have to be here. Why can't we all just get along and settle our differences? Then shut the fuck up.
This is a tough
Sorry.
road. Grandparent visitation isn't the same. We've been discussing the statute, and everyone here is well aware of it. And as I said, we
Except
must
for you,
show
Harry.
that she was blocked. I believe the testimony has shown that, not only by my client, but also by Ms. Riddle, that my client has been blocked. We must show that there was a significant relationship with the grandchild. I believe we have shown that through testimony. We've shown that through the sporadic periods of time that my client was allowed to see the grandchild, and then the times that she was shut out.
You know, a long-established relationship being described as that, with the qualifier that the time was sporadic, it doesn't work. You've just defeated your own argument.
And then, of
It
course...
was a long established relationship with tons of breaks in between and a long extended period of time where they just weren't allowed at all.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of
Saber
like
Tie,
saying I've
absolutely
had a
right.
job my whole life, except for those 5 years where I didn't have one, and I'm constantly on and off getting fired and finding a new one.
This is the most ridiculous, cope-worthy fucking framing of this goddamn quote-unquote relationship that you could possibly apply.
As we've been discussing often today, we must show that there's at least a danger of harm to the grandchild if she...
Also, Internet Zen Master says, let's be honest, the real reason the husband won custody is because mom is moving to the hellhole of Ohio.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to go to Ohio.
I'm not going to force you to send that child to Ohio. That's cruel and unusual
They
punishment.
think fucking boneless wings has nothing to do with whether or not there's bones in the wings. Okay? When you get that retarded and ass backwards with the law, you're not worth visiting as a state. I'm sorry.
Fail says, I left my job, but the job never left me.
doesn't maintain a relationship with the grandparent. That's a tough one. I would hope that the testimony of my client, that she has seen the grandchild has at least seen her and drops her head. And finally, the court must determine if it's in the best
No
interest of the
kind of
child to have the
relationship.
relationship.
Thank you, by the way, Gabby, for that. The blurp is once again killing itself. Tis the way it goes.
Sabertod, did you not hear that? It's a fucking famous case in Ohio. It just recently happened. The Supreme
Oh, yeah,
Court
the
of
boneless
Ohio has, the boneless thing. Sabertod's like, what the fuck, Eva? And I'm like, yeah, no, this is an actual Supreme Court ruling. I think it happened 2024, 2025. And they ruled that whether or not something is called boneless or not has nothing to do if there's bones in it. It's actually a cooking method. I hadn't heard about this Ohio. I'll send you a link later in the Discord, but yeah, it's fucking wild.
With her grandparent. I knew none of my grandparents. Both my grandfathers died before I was born.
I get that this is clearly closing arguments. But you still should avoid testifying as a lawyer for your client, even in closing arguments. It's technically one of the opening and closing argument is one of the only places you can get away with it a little bit. But it's a fine line.
My two grandmothers were in Germany. I met one grandmother one time when I was 7 years old. I would give anything to be able to have that relationship.
What
But I
the
couldn't.
fuck?
In this case, it's possible, but it's been blocked. As you could probably well see, and I know that this court already in its responses knows that this grandmother loves her grandchild deeply. And it's even more hurtful that there were times when they were able to establish this very strong bond, and then it was taken away, and then brought back, and then taken away. That is substantially harmful to the child. And I would ask, as I said before, my client's response is, I want my Oakland to understand that I did everything that I could. So there it is, Your Honor. Thank you.
This court is bound by the language of the statute and the requirements that are set forth, and by the case law interpreting those. So I'm going to take a short recess and look at some case law on this point, and you have something you wish to submit.
Yo, you guys can all calm down. Why did the bailiffs fucking surround? There we go.
All right, we'll take a short recess and let me look at the case law, and then we'll come back.
The judge is very much over this chat.
Yeah. I mean, there are two sections left here.
Yep. Well, the judge's decision and then maybe his opinion, and that's about it.
All right, I've reviewed
All right,
the
here we go.
authorities and the statute and prepared to make my ruling, but let me preliminarily first say this. I'm a grandparent. I have two biological I have three biological grandchildren, and I have 4 step-grandchildren, 5 grandchildren. I have a total of 8. And every week I have some contact with them, and I believe it is in their best interest to have contact with their grandparents and so forth. So I'm a firm believer in the fact that grandparents contribute a lot. Like Mr. Myers, I had very limited contact with my grandparents. My grandmother died when my mother was 6 years old, and I never got to know my maternal grandmother at all. My grandfather on that side was an elderly man from as long as I ever knew him, and he was a farmer, and then he didn't live long past my high school days. So I really had very little interaction with, on my father's side. My grandparents were country folks and lived in Sardis, Tennessee, or Saltillo, in Hardin County, and I had very little contact with them. Contrast that with my children and the interaction with my parents, who are their grandchildren, and I think it definitely was a beneficial effect on them. So I am a firm believer in the fact that grandparents should have a relationship with their grandchildren, and that grandchildren and children in general benefit from that. But my personal beliefs are not the controlling issue in this particular case. And has been pointed out by Ms. Roberts in our Tennessee Supreme Court, and I'm reading this into the record because I want the parties to understand the restrictions that are placed on the courts in determining these cases. Our Tennessee Supreme Court has said that the right of a parent to raise a child is a fundamental liberty interest
Okay,
protected
so
by
this
the
is kind of
14th
important. Sorry.
Yeah.
Isaac asked, did the judges kind of miss the whole stalking aspect of this? The granny even admitted that she had pictures of that someone gave her. So that's not in the judge's purview. The judge is bound to look at the law only in the context of what he's actually been asked to look at. And in this instance, it's regarding the grandparents' push for visitation rights. Sure, they can kind of raise their eyebrows at some of the stalking stuff and all that. And maybe something happens later with an additional motion or something because of the information that came out during this case. But the judge cannot decide to go off script, off the actual case he's looking at, and start investigating. The judge is not an investigator, so they cannot react to those disclosures without, maybe opposing counsel or even a prosecutor or something actually deciding to look into that and pursue it.
Yeah.
Amendment to the United States Constitution in Article 1, Section 8 of the Tennessee Constitution. They're referring to that in Hawk versus Hawk, which is 855 Southwest 2nd, 573, a 1993 Tennessee Supreme Court case. Parents' rights to the care and custody of their children without undue governmental interference is among the oldest of the judicially recognized liberty interests protected by the Due Process Clause of the federal and state constitutions.
Basically, it's supposed to be really fucking hard to take a kid away from their parents.
Yeah.
That's
And
intentional.
It's been designed from the ground up. Since we've built our court system, it's been designed to be difficult. You have to meet an exceedingly high bar and many standards in order for the court to even consider fucking around with the parental decisions of the parents, of the people who hold custody over that child.
Thank you, Internet Zen. All this emotional argument has me going. Did Crazy Granny hire Legal Eagle's uncle or something? This is not a jury trial, my guy.
Nah, Legal Eagle isn't this bad at law. Look, he's got some really crappy, politically slanted opinions, but I don't think he's necessarily a quote-unquote bad lawyer. He has his own law firm and shit in a way that's like, it would be a disservice to yourself in gathering information and intelligence on your enemy to dismiss their accomplishments or their standing within an industry. Devin has that kind of standing. So I don't call him a bad lawyer. I do call him a shit, political commentator, though, because he is.
And thank you for the follow over on Twitch, Rickety Bridge.
Eva, I can't see your Steam wish list, you slacker. I don't know why you couldn't.
I'm skipping on down to some of these ruling. Neither the legislature nor a court may properly intervene in parenting decisions, absent significant harm to the child from those decisions. The substantial harm requirement protects parents from unwarranted state interference in the parenting process. Absent substantial harm to the child, a trial court lacks a sufficiently compelling justification for interfering with the parent's privacy rights by ordering grandparent visitation. The substantial harm component has thus been described as the threshold question in grandparent visitations cases, and that's citing the McGarity versus Reynolds case, which is a 429 Southwest 3rd, 562, 570 Tennessee Court of Appeals decision in 2013. The decisions of the United States Supreme Court and Tennessee Supreme Court interpreting the federal and state constitutions explicitly prohibit any judicial assumption that grandparent and grandchild relationships always benefit the child as contrary to the parent's fundamental right to raise their children. And that particular provision hit me hard, because I do tend to think that I do presume that a grandparent-grandchild relationship is in the best interest of the child. But as our Supreme Court and United States Supreme Court, my belief cannot be applied in this case to render a decision that is contrary to the law. So when looking at the statute that we're faced here, the first step is to determine whether or not there's even a grounds of an application of the statute. And the court does find that the statute would come into play because under that statute, it says that any of the following circumstances when presented in a petition for grandparent visitation goes on to talk about if the grandparent visitation has been severely reduced by the custodial parent or whatever, that subsection 2 of that is that the child's father or mother are divorced, legally separated, or were never married to each other. And it goes on to talk about other factors that could come into play. Clearly, these parties, the biological parents of this child, were divorced and are not together, and as a result of that, the statute would have application. But then in subsection B1, it says, in considering a petition for grandparent visitation, the court shall first determine the presence of substantial harm to the child. Such finding of substantial harm may be based upon the cessation or severe reduction of the relationship between an unmarried child and the child's grandparent if the court determines upon proper proof that A, the child had a significant existing relationship with the grandparent, that a loss or severe reduction of the relationship is likely to occasion severe emotional harm to the child. It goes on to say, subsection B, that the grandparent function as the primary caregiver such that cessation or severe reduction of the relationship could interrupt provision of the daily needs of the child. That doesn't apply in this case. Subsection C, that the child has a significant existing relationship with the grandparent and the loss or severe reduction of the relationship presents the danger of other direct and substantial harm to the child. Clearly, there's been evidence in this case that there was a relationship between Ms. Neblett and this minor child, and that up to a certain point, she had regular contact with the child and had
That is their strongest case, and it immediately
really bad.
kind of falls apart a little bit
Yeah.
because of the age. Because there was, literally years ago,
That's insanity.
relationship with the child.
Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, I just said that's insanity.
Oh, yeah.
That relationship ended, and there's really no proof before the court as to why that relationship ended or why the father, Mr. Riddle, made the decision to terminate that relationship. Obviously, the biological mother is not present and therefore has very little impact in this decision. But there's really no proof before the court as to why this relationship was terminated or why it ended. But it was terminated, and there was a finding, or is a finding by the court that relationship ended. So what do I have in the way then of any proof of substantial harm or injury to the child or danger of substantial harm or injury to the child? And essentially what I have is...
So, chat, I have now named this, oh, hello?
Yeah? Oh.
That was weird. Yeah, it just dropped for a second. Okay. I've now named this stream. It is Crazy Grandma Wants to Smell Her Granddaughter.
Crazy Grandma!
The fact that Miss Neblett is a grandparent who loves her granddaughter, had a good relationship with her, and wants her to have an opportunity to know that side of the family and to have a relationship with her biological sibling.
No. I don't think she would have had a case either way.
She never had any standing.
But it's just the fact that she waited so long makes it worse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, big time.
She's saying, I'm really worried about the emotional damage my granddaughter being separated from me will cause her. But
When
it's
she was
years after the
separated at, like, 2
separation
years
has
old.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if you were so worried about it, why didn't you bring it up when the separation happened? It doesn't make sense.
During a time where the child's not even fucking forming memories yet.
And that she fears that that's going to be a detriment to the child in not having that. Unfortunately, this court's finding research that I have conducted in this case indicates to me that that does not rise to the level of a substantial harm that the statute would require. And I'm going to refer to some findings of the Court of Appeals in the McGarity versus Gerald's which is cited already. It's the 429 Southwest 3rd 562, a 2013 Court of Civil Appeals case. And in that instance, the trial court granted the trial court granted the grandparent visitation based on the fact that there was two instances that indicated that the child had a good relationship with the grandparents and might have been upset about seeing the grandparent or hearing the grandparent's name. They went on to state that essentially there are only two instances regarding this child supported by evidence in the record that grandparents used to support their harm argument. First, the grandparents point to the testimony of witnesses to a number of exchanges between grandparents and appellants prior to the cessation of visitation. The witness testified on numerous occasions the child cried when grandparents returned the child to the appellants and indicated he did not want to leave the grandparents' care. Next, another witness testified she saw mother and child at a retail store after the cessation of visitation. When the witness asked the child about grandparents, the child became excited and repeated the name Nana, which is how the child refers to Mrs. McGarity. But the court went on to say there was no evidence in the record that the child suffered any ill effects due to the cessation of the grandparent-grandchild relationship. In this case, there is no evidence before the record that the child in question, Oakland, has suffered any ill effects or trauma as a result of the cessation of the visitation between her and...
Yeah, so basically what the judge is bringing up is it's not just, is the child sad that they can't see their grandparents? It's, is it causing trauma? Which is very different. Like, every child could be sad if they stop seeing somebody they've seen for a while. We can't suddenly start ripping kids from their parents because they can't see everyone they want to see all the time anymore.
Yeah.
It has to actually be so detrimental it's causing trauma.
And it's usually pretty easily traceable trauma. You can see it in the form of their grades declining, they're no longer part of clubs or extracurricular activities.
They're becoming
There's
withdrawn.
a lot of things that they're exactly withdrawal symptoms of any kind from friends, family, except like that kind of trauma is actually very easy to detect in a child if you are paid attention.
Yeah.
And the grandmother. Instead, again referring to McGarity, it says, instead the evidence showed only that the child became excited at the mention of the grandparents, not that he became inconsolable or otherwise upset due to the loss of connection with them. Feelings of excitement do not rise to the level of other emotions of embarrassment, anger, chagrin, disappointment, worry, or nausea. There is simply no evidence in the record to support a finding that the child will likely feel inadequate, abandoned, rejected, or that he will lose connection with his heritage, or that he will suffer economically if visitation is not granted. The court in that McGarity case simply found that the cessation of visitation, it was not shown by the grandparents that the cessation of visitation is likely to have any substantial harm to the child. In this case, I would love to be able to find that there is a basis for awarding grandparent visitation, but the statute does not allow me to do so because there has been no finding that there is a substantial harm to the child by the cessation of the relationship, or that there's likely to be a substantial harm. It would be my hope that perhaps the biological mother can get her act together and have regular visitation, and that somewhere along the way that would allow Mrs. Neblett to then begin to have a relationship with Oakland again.
So that's one of the kind of theories I guess some people had with this, is this was a roundabout way to get biological mother visitation.
Yeah, big time.
Which is why mother was somewhat involved.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems that way to me.
But the fact that she has multiple kids from multiple baby daddies, and she somehow managed to lose full visitation with her child, there's a lot going on with her.
A lot.
Don't know what's going on with her, but there's clearly a lot. It's very difficult for a mother to not get at least 50-50.
And also, why the yeah, there's also like, and this is more like a question I would ask.
Nurturing a
grandmother's
mandrake
attorney.
requires.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry, no. All of a sudden, I heard something go, nurturing a mandrake, and I found out what it was. And I muted it. Because I was fucked. You know, I'd be asking grandmother's attorney why they did not do what they should be doing, which is filing for a default judgment against the mother.
Exactly. Which she
and
should
that's
have,
not
for sure.
even that's not even a question for the client. That's a question I have for the attorney.
Also, I don't know why I just noticed that there's a door behind him and it's been open this whole time. Or maybe it's just like a little alcove. There's no telling what's back there,
yeah.
honestly.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know why I just now noticed it.
Through her visitation. But in this court's finding, the petitioners have simply failed to meet the burden, the threshold question, and therefore the court finds that the petition should be denied. Ms. Roberts, you will draw
There it
the order,
goes.
please.
I did file and ask for attorney's fees in the initial case
Yeah.
that was misfiled, then refiled in this case, and I gave notice, although the case that I passed
Holy
to
shit.
you earlier had said that the court can't just, with absent another finding under the American rule, that attorney's fees can't be assessed necessarily in grandparent visitation. But given the fact that there was a filing, motion to dismiss, and then a refiling, I would just leave it to your honor to determine whether or not that would be granted, because again, I did file and ask for sanctions under Rule 11.
I appreciate that. I am not inclined to grant attorney's fees in this case, so therefore I would not grant it. So that's fine. I'll make that ruling on the record. I hope that someday things can somehow transpire that would allow the parties to have an opportunity for both sides of this child's family to come to peace. The child has a right to know both sides of the family, but Mr. Riddle, you're the father, and you get to make those decisions, and I don't know why it's terminated, and you may have a completely valid reason, and obviously the text messages were inappropriate that were sent, and the threats that were made, I understand that. But perhaps with the passage of time, things can be resolved that would allow a better relationship, and as the child grows, when she gets to be 18, she can go see her grandparents if she wants to or not. You can't stop her. So, all right, that will be the ruling in this court.
Well, there it is. Also, thank you to Narahime, who just gifted me the PsyOp game Pragmata. I don't think you're gonna be able to give me baby fever, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And yes, I did say if someone gifted me Pragmata, I would stream it, which means that yes, I'll figure that one out. Maybe I'll do some kind of subathon or donathon or whatever the fuck you do. And we'll do a big ol' Pragmata stream. I don't think it's a ton of playtime, is it?
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I had for today.
Yeah, that's a good
Which
nice one.
I thought was good.
Oh, it was. It was amazing. Jesus Christ. Dead grandmother.
Yeah. I feel like using the information from this case, Dad should probably file a little bit of a little restraining order or something. This grandma's like, I'm seeing her at school, I'm watching her through the bleachers, I'm staring at her through the dugout.
It would be honestly kind of amazing if the court could, like, just preemptively, like, we heard so many concerning things. We've just decided to apply this protective order. Like, they don't even have to ask for it. This is so
Yeah,
creepy.
you get it now.
you literally creeped out the court so much, like, this child needs to be protected from your face.
Before we go, would people like to see that apparently No Man's Sky got a new update?
Did it really?
Yeah, it's got another update today. And I
So
could.
what's this one?
It's called the Swarm.
I've
seen things.
You haven't seen shit.
Things before.
Sorry.
Left the sun and moon behind. Galaxies waiting to be found. Planets rich in resources. Battles to be fought.
I don't know, it's still kind of very dangerous.
Yeah, fair.
Treasures unknown.
Oh, actually, you being able to just go into your ship like that is pretty cool. You can't do that in
Well,
Elite Dangerous.
They added new ships a couple updates ago. That you build the ship yourself. You get like parts to it, and then you can kind of rotate them
okay.
around, spin them around, and build your own thing. People have done a
Okay.
lot of really cool things with it so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay. I'll give them that. That's pretty goddamn cool, and it's definitely a plus over Elite Dangerous for me, rather than, this looks somewhat cool. I wonder how the ship handling is. That's a good question.
Most recent
The
update
universe.
apparently also updated
You
ship
want
handling,
to believe.
specifically because it is a ship combat update.
Okay, so that means handling should be a lot better than it was.
Yeah, it's all about fighting these big swarm things now. Or at least this update is.
Wow.
Oh, you can check and see it in the corner here. The last update was the pets you catch. You can now battle them like Pokemon with other
That
players
is
for some
honestly
reason.
fucking hilarious. I know that's that's like some troll shit to Nintendo. Nintendo,
it
fuck
was a
you.
good meme. I've mentioned it before. Like, I like No Man's Sky, right? However, I do
Right.
have issues with it in that I feel a bunch of the mechanics aren't connected to each other properly. So most of the time, like, when they add a new mechanic, you'll do that mechanic for the sake of doing that mechanic, but you won't do it to expand on anything else you're doing.
Oh, gotcha. So all the games are very all the sub systems of the game are kind of like segregated and segmented, as opposed to loading with one another. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to use 3 or 4 of these systems to do this.
So some people have come up with a term for it. They call it content islands.
Yeah, okay,
Uh,
that makes sense. I can see that happening.
Here's somebody that did it as an example with Warframe, or how they think it should be done. But basically,
see.
the idea is the top, and it won't let me zoom out a little bit to make it easier.
I can't even see it.
I can send it to you.
Okay.
Why am I so far down on my list? There it is. But basically, the idea is the bad way to do a game is like the top, where you make these new content updates that have very minor overlap with each other at all, if any. Like, some of these don't, like the ones on the edges don't overlap with each other at all, and they only overlap with the main game very barely.
Yeah,
In reality, what you should be doing is like the bottom here, where everything should constantly be overlapping. Maybe not with everything else. Like, there's just this little itty bitty bit in the center where they all overlap together, but they should be overlapping with the other mechanics to a good degree.
This feels, though the bottom feels more like Elite Dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things there's a lot of subsystems. Like, you can do mining, you can do courier travel, you can do freaking, like, assassination stuff, piracy, also, but there's a little bit of everything, even if I decide to be strictly a miner. I might need to, install a shuttle door so I can keep pirates away from me, But like No Man's Sky, like you said, feels more like the top one.
Yeah, nothing
Where it's like,
really
yeah, there's a little
overlaps.
bit, but there's not really any appropriate overlap, and it doesn't feel like a living, breathing world as a result.
But I thought I'd bring that up because I know some people enjoy No Man's Sky, and it is interesting that they keep it going. They never let it go.
You know.
Also, Fail says Ava wants to be a miner.
Okay, shut up.
Chat, the children yearn for the mines.
Yeah, that's what I
thank you,
used to do
Toa.
a shitload of on Elite Dangerous. I used to do low temperature diamond mining. With a fuckload of
Toa
money.
says the perfect space game would have the ships of Star Citizen, the galaxy size of Elite Dangerous, and the economy of X4 with No Man's Sky in there somewhere.
Holy shit, you just described the perfect fucking sci-fi game.
Yeah.
Straight up, because I've done the StarCraft or whatever the fuck it's called. Their ships, and their ships are really fucking cool. You can go fully in them, you can go to different modules and stuff like it's way cooler than like Elite Dangerous, where really all you have is a menu and it tells you what ship module you can go to, and then there's like a little like panning animation, and then you just appear in the next module. There's no actual physical travel between the ship, and going through the ship to something, or doing repairs on modules inside the ship. That's pretty cool too, that you can't really do in Elite Dangerous.
But
I do not live in a tree and make cookies. Whatever, shut up.
Hope everyone has a good one. I will be back tonight for my cardboard crack addiction. If anybody wants to join in for that, me and Akko got the new packs from the new stuff.
Oh, nice.
But I'm going to send you guys to Dama. I hope you be good for Dama. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Nice. And I'm sending you all into my own stream because I'm going from here directly into some Hogwarts Legacy because I can. Hasta luego, everybody.
You said you're going to keep playing?
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing something?
Well, I'm switching them off into my other. I made another stream room for Hogwarts Legacy that I'm gonna switch over into.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Here, send it to me.
It's
I just rated
upcoming.
to you.
Oh, okay. Let me.
I thought I followed
that
you on
then,
YouTube.
or-
Why doesn't your thing pop up?
Nobody follows me on YouTube. No, I'm kidding. Click it, close it, then message it.
Oh.
Alright. Where am I going?
Yeah, just I'll do it that way. Oh, I can't raid into you. Redirect privileges needed. Ask Ava Elfpire to add you to their live redirect
What?
list in community settings.
I've never had to. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? It's making me do. Are you. What? People have raided into me before, or they've never had to ask me for anything.
You might have to do it. I don't know.
Okay,
Let me
so
refresh
I
it.
got it.
maybe.
I guess I gotta go to YouTube Studio. Community. Settings. Viewer posts, mentions, published, relevant. I don't understand at all.
It says it's called the live redirect list.
Community moderation channel. Advanced settings. God damn it, Google! I swear to fucking God, you change friends. Okay, how to find YouTube.
And over
live
on Twitch, I'm sending you
redirect
to
list.
my old friend Lynn. Be good for her, Twitch people. They just don't want me to raid my friends.
Yeah, no, it's really. It's really dumb. Like, you subscribe to me and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting agitated. Stream health, no. Viewer activity, no. Linux, no. Stream settings, maybe? No. I fucking hate everything. Don't worry about reading out into me. I'm sorry, everyone.
Okay,
I'll
send them
figure
to
it out
Dama.
later. I will figure
Bye,
it out
chat.
later.
Be good.
Alright, bye-bye, chat. Hi, everyone.
I am as well. I hope you enjoy your gaming.